So a little recap of our last session. Well, you all made it to Riddock after your week of relaxation in Oade. You all made it to Riddock, and uh, you first went through the burst. That was fun. John got to experience that just as a fun little joyride. And then you all made your way to the northern docks, went into More Than Bait. Vita got this little diorama with some CG oysters on it, a little music box looking thing. It's pretty big for way too high of a price, but hey, we got money to spend. And then John got a fishing rod. Y'all went to the Tents of Luck, and you spoke with the leader there, who is James, who is a kitsune, very magical creature in the world of Sumia. And you had a conversation with them, a little bit of info about, there's some weird stuff. They apparently are able to read Alkasan, which is something you have not been able to see of anyone. Seems to be kind of anti-deities for whatever reason. And then revealed at the very end that they are actually from a planet called Atoli. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's up to you all. But you all walked to the fishing docks because, let me see what the notes are on that. But essentially, you needed to go to the fishing docks because Turlon needs to talk to Raffin to get some cool esoterica. But you all made your way there, discussing the fact that, holy shit, this is someone from a different planet. And then you made it to the fishing docks, and you all thought about what should you do next, and Turlon revealed that they had a dream that there may be an assassin coming for them from one of the ladies on the Riddock Council, Mary Prolatak. So that's a little concerning, but then you all played around with the Coin of Luck, were able to read the side of it, and it says Gorsey, I believe, let me make sure, summon a power, which is weird, but when you all thought that in your head, you felt tempted to flip and catch the coin, and then suddenly, which was very strange for you, John and Turlon, as you've never experienced this before, you were able to cast a spell one time, a random spell. And so you all played around with that a little bit. John made a poor sailor terrified and sprinted away.
He deserved it.
But that is where we all ended off. You all flipped your coins. It's probably around 2 p.m. What would you all like to do?
Okay, so there's an assassin after us. One of us, at least, if not all of us.
Allegedly.
In this town. In the town we're in.
Specifically in the town we're in.
Allegedly.
We've come too far. We've come too far to not worry about alleged stuff. Okay.
And also probably knows we're in town because we said hi to the council.
We did say hi to the council, and it was definitely a councilwoman that took the hit out. So we should leave probably now.
Well, one thing we talked about last week was probably having 3 of us at least, not Nature Boy unless he wants to, go to some shit poor area in the outskirts of town, away from city control, to sort of scheme and prep. And I mean, we could do that, or we could just fuck off from the city entirely. But going in and out of the city might put us through checkpoints, and that is a risk, I think. So
I feel like trying to lay low and
I feel like we're gonna do something. I remember last time we were like, let's leave and go to the wolves, and they were like, no, we can't leave. There's an assassin. We need to. And it was something. I forgot what we were gonna do. It was
I think we were just like, we should probably deal with the person trying to kill us.
Yes,
the lady that hired.
We were gonna trail her, get information about her, and then set up some sort of plan to deal with it.
We were trying to figure out why she wanted one of us dead.
Okay. Yeah.
Could not figure out why that was.
Well, let's do that at least, because the only advantage we have is they don't know that we know.
Yeah. So. I think for the moment we can finish any of the other I guess the only thing we had left over was going to see that guy at the fishing docks for Esoterica, but that can probably wait. We can come back.
Could be him. He could be the killer.
What we could do is we could
anybody.
We could rest up for the day, get an early night's rest, and then spend the next day, or we could spend today trying to get information about where she lives, and then we can spend like go to bed somewhat early, wake up early, and try to trail her if we have the proper information.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
you want to just trail her today because, but they'll be leaving, like the council.
Yeah, why not?
We're already here.
We could, but then we would be in a space with a lot more people, right? And a lot more council members. It might be I'm amenable to either, but it might be safer to look up their addresses. I wouldn't be shocked if it's not like public record where they live. And we could follow her from where she lives instead, which might be a little safer.
Well, if it's only 2:30, then we could look up where they live and then just like be waiting at their house when they get home.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah, well, if they don't go home,
they might not. We'll see.
Crazy. That will be useful information.
Yeah. So, Steven, can we hit up like a library or something? To try to look for like public records.
They got a phone book in Riddock?
Like a registry of them.
You could ask James. They do have a library of Riddock that you all have seen on the map.
I'd rather not ask James.
I don't want to talk.
Where does she live?
We can leave James alone. I think we just go to the library.
Oh, the library is right next to the council.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
Why don't we split up 2 and 2, and 2 of us can check if they're even still at the council, while the other 2 get the address.
Why don't we instead never split up?
Reconvene. Why not? Come on.
Come on.
Live a little.
Safety.
Live a little.
Come on.
Well, if we split up into 2, that's fine. Like as long as
what if we just split up when we get there, since the library is right there?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am the sneakier of the 2 of the 4, I think. So I could go to the Reaver Council to scope it out with someone else.
I'll do it.
It can turn into a bug.
Oh,
which is useful
I
for
guess
stuff. I mean, you can go. What were you gonna say?
I didn't have any more than that. I was just gonna do it.
Okay, I can turn into small critters that people will not look at.
It's true. I'm big and I'm yellow. I'd be.
All right. I'll go to the library with John.
Go to the library.
John just goes clank, clank, clank as he tiptoes around.
But we're not gonna split up till we're like there at the intersection.
Panama Canal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where's just to make sure the other half is going to the Reaver Council to scope it out?
Yeah.
Also, you mean Felix are going to the Reaver Council?
I'm gonna try to wait until like the last possible. I'm gonna wait until we actively have a need for me to transform until I actually transform because I don't want to like waste wild shape charges. They're not hard to get back, but I prefer to be a more judicious.
Ready at a moment's notice.
Yeah, just in case something bad happens. Shit, sorry, no branded products on the show.
Dude, someone roll a d20 for me. 11 or higher, we do Reaver Council.
Felix!
Okay. Flash, roll.
Felix!
3.
Oh, looks like we're doing Library of Riddock first.
Huge start for me.
Huge start. Yeah. You're getting them out of the way early. Vita.
I say that every time and it doesn't work.
Vita, John, you follow the signs through all these buildings, and you are once again within Old Town. So a lot of the buildings here are kind of multicolored, painted, but you can tell that some are newer, some are much older. Need to kind of be replaced more. But you approach the Library of Riddock, which is quite a tall building compared to the buildings around it. Most of the buildings within Riddock are 2, maybe 3 stories tall, like 1 to 3 stories tall. But the Library of Riddock is probably a good 50, 60 feet tall. And the large front of it, instead of made out of wood, as everything else is, it kind of has this large stone exterior with these stone pillars that lead up, holding out like a little outcropping in the front where there's kind of tables set around for people to read, and it's the middle of the day, so there's some people reading. And you approach and you enter the library, and what you'll notice is that the shelves are probably a good up to the ceiling, so around 50 feet tall. And so it has a very maze-like structure, but it's not so condensed that you could get lost easily. It's pretty widespread, but there are a lot of books vertically here. And I'll say as soon as you enter, there's kind of this very tall desk that appears to be a woman that kind of comes from the side. And I'll say, give me a perception check, both of you, just for fun.
For sillies.
For sillies.
We have fun here.
We're having fun. Everybody having fun?
We're having fun.
Kevin's not having fun. He's enraged at the prospect of having fun.
I'll say, Vito, you're kind of looking up around the books, but I'll say, John, you see the woman begin to go behind the counter, but you could have sworn as she goes, you can kind of see the edge of the counter where there was just empty space. You could have sworn you saw a tail of some sort kind of slither in as well as she went behind the counter, just for a brief moment. But she kind of walks towards the center, and she says, or she looks at you all coming in. She has a very professional deep brown leather blazer on. You can see the Riddock crest is on the left side. And she looks to you all and she says, well, welcome to the Library of Riddock. Do you need all help with anything, or are you just browsing?
We're browsing, but I want to send a letter to a friend. I got their name, but I don't have their address. Do you have a list of addresses in Riddock?
Well, we don't have a list of addresses for just everybody, but we do have for some of the more prominent figures. Who is your friend? Did they just move here?
No.
No.
What's her name?
What's
John? What's her name again?
DM, what's her name?
It's in the notes. It's Mary Prolatot.
I'm looking to send a letter to Mary Prolatot.
You see her eyebrows kind of go up. She says, oh, so you're friends with one of the council members?
Yeah, we did some business back here a while ago, and they
We're
let
the
us shoot off.
heroes.
Yeah.
Don't we get medals just now?
You all do. You all do have symbols of Riddock if you wanted to
We did
flex.
just get
Not that we should flex. Not that we should flex those. To be clear, at this moment, when we're
flex on
training.
this librarian.
Yeah, maybe this will help, and I flex it.
She says, oh, so, well, I'd imagine since you're good friends with Mary, that you know that, well, she lives just right outside of the Revo Council. All of the council members have their own houses nearby, so they don't have to travel far. But I could give you the address if you really needed it, but I'm sure that it would be pretty easy to find if you wanted to.
Well, we'll just take the address written down while we're here, just to be sure. I don't want to walk
job,
up this
lady? We're not here to debate. Can you just
right,
give us the address?
Relax, chill.
Dude, Vita Evil Arc has been going great.
Literally just trying to help
not
us.
Evil.
Are you trying to intimidate, or are you just being mean?
No, I'm just. What's this bullshit she's giving us, man? We got shit to do.
I get that, but she's just doing her job. She just wants to ask a question.
All right.
She kind of side eyes you, Vita, and she says, well, thank you. And she kind of nods to you, John. She says, I can write you the address.
Sure. He's pissed because he's purple.
Dude, you can't just say that. You can't just say that just because someone's skin's purple, bro.
And you see
Holy shit,
her.
Josh got canceled.
You see her pull out some parchment. She starts writing down. She says, so are you all the ones that I've been read in the paper? Which I think just happened. Me. So maybe not. Maybe she wouldn't know this. She'll say, well, how did you all get the symbols? That's quite an honor to get.
I don't know. I wasn't here for it.
Do you remember that giant storm that was over here?
She nods her head. She says,
We
yes.
got rid of that.
Oh, so you all were the ones that got shot out of the burst to go and protect it.
Yes.
Or to go and get rid of it. Well,
yes.
She kind of nods her head and
I thought she had a southern accent.
yeah, things get lost.
Don't worry about
A
that.
person could change.
Don't worry about that.
It comes and goes. That's fantastic.
Lock it, Steven. You got
That's
this.
fantastic. She hands over the piece of paper with the address for.
Wait, thank
for
you. I
Mary
got
Perlita.
one last question. I don't mean to be rude. I thought I caught a glimpse of a tail. Do you have a tail?
She kind of chuckles a little bit. She says, "Why, yes, I do." And she kind of comes around the counter, and you can see that the top half of her is a woman, but the bottom half is a snake, basically a large,
Whoa.
snake that she kind of slithers around on. Where her tail probably extends so much that she in total is probably like 15 feet long. She kind of slithers around. She says, normally I try to hide behind the counter because, well, people are intimidated by someone with a tail. There's not many of us around here in Vidoc, but it helps me from moving up and all the way up, or extended myself all the way up to some of the higher portions of the library.
Oh, cool.
That'd be really funny to see in real life.
I like it. Looks cool.
Is there anything else I can help y'all with?
I'm all right.
She
Oh,
says,
you're a
Hi.
local. One last question, then I'll stop.
yeah.
Is that giant serpent that lives in the lake actually real?
She says, "Oh, I've never seen it myself personally, but I have heard tell of some divers disappearing in the middle of the night. I don't know if they're just trying to cover up something or if it really is a monster within the lake. Thankfully, no one's ever really been hurt on it on the surface, so do I believe it? No, but, you never know."
All right. Just curious. Thank you.
Says, "Well, thank you all for saving the town."
God bless, business. Anyway.
Thank you.
Thank
You-
you.
Bye. Thank
Y'all
you.
head on out.
Bye bye.
John got serious brownie points for the with the lady for being like, dude, don't be mean to her. It would have worked on me. I would have been like, I'll do anything for you, John. Like after that single interaction.
Huge good cop, bad cop. We got it.
Dude,
What's good cop, bad cop? More just looking over at a guy going, dude, relax. What?
Chill.
Get
What's your
pissed
deal?
off at a person trying to help you out.
It's fucking
Asshole
all
All
versus
she had to
normal
do
cop.
was write the address. We don't need any of the fluff.
You're like Anton. You're the guy from No Country for Old Men or whatever that
Yep,
is.
that's Antoine.
That was-
Yep.
Yeah.
Guy with the stupid ass haircut that blasts people with a silent shotgun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That guy.
Just-
Yeah.
Guys, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
my
yeah.
character.
What
That's
business
you,
is
Vita.
it?
It's just my character. It's just my character.
Of what I'm from.
All right.
Call it.
Turlon and Felix, you all are going to the Reaver Council.
Yes, we are.
What are you all
we
wanting
going-
to do there?
Are we going Druid Grenade or do you want to go separate? Alex.
If you were gonna scope for exits, well, I don't think I was gonna say if we do Druid Grenade, it would be useful so I could get in somewhere in the back.
My goal would be to walk in I'm trying, I know I'm supposed to be there, I have business, and just kind of wander around and check all the exit paths in the building. So if you'd like, I could walk in, get as deep in as I can reasonably, then throw you out and keep walking.
I don't think we need to do that just yet. I think I can just
Can you
sneak
throw
in.
a bug?
Yes, I would be more of a rat. It'd be more of a rat situation.
Oh, all right.
Obviously.
Okay. Well, we're gonna.
This is a rat situation, I think. Yeah.
Got it.
You had to know that.
Druid Grenade.
So yeah, I would like to just. My goal is to try to find out if Proletat has a office in the Reaver Council building, or like an area where she does her work, unless she has a really bad work-life balance because she lives right next door.
And my goal, just so you know how to run this all, is I'm going to be scoping the paths throughout the Reaver Council like the footpaths, and try to like mark all the exits. Especially looking for seeing if there seems to be a designated council member exit or VIP exit, and I'd like to just get those all marked on the map, all that I can find anyway.
Okay. Then I will
Also,
say,
if they got
yeah,
it,
you
if
go.
they got like a proper location for her house, can we mark that on the map?
Yeah. I'll.
Because ideally, what we want to do long term is we want to have a path drawn from her house to the map or to the River Council, and then we can kind of figure out where to place each other along the route to scope her out.
Hiding
A
underneath
cow
the
has
title.
entered. The cow has entered the chat.
Hiding underneath the little thing. See?
Thought we couldn't see it, huh?
Very clever.
Oh. Mary. There you go. I'll say, give me a perception check, both of you, but make it a little blind, a little GM roll.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me use my pest form first.
And so you're sneaking in, Felix.
Yeah, I realized I said I'm gonna wait to last second to use this, and then I'm using it immediately, but that's okay.
Oh yeah.
I roll some dice.
Pest
And
form.
Turlon,
Pest.
are you sneaking in or?
My goal is not to sneak in necessarily. I'm not hiding from people. I want to go for hiding in plain sight. I'm trying to look important, look like I'm supposed to be there. You obviously decide what that role is, but I'm trying to look like I'm being there. I'm supposed to be there as my cover for walking around seemingly all the exits.
Yeah, give me that deception check real quick.
And I roll that normal because I know how good I am
Yes.
deceiving.
Yes.
Cool.
Blind GM roll perception.
22.
Sheesh.
Let's see. Heist music. Go, go, go.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So, Felix, start with you. You are going in and you are just trying to scope out if they have any. Repeat back to me what you're looking for with your role.
So excuse me. I'm trying to find Mary's office.
Yes. Gotcha. I will say, based off your perception check, it takes you a good 5 minutes of ratting around. You're able to go through without the guards seeing you. And I'll say that as you're going around, and I'll say, Turlon, this also applies right now for you. There's not a lot of footpaths, kind of around, the center. Once again, it's kind of like this, it's like a football stadium almost-esque, right? As you enter in, there's just this large area in the middle, and there is a table in the center. And right now, the council members don't appear to be there. They seem to be in recession or something right now. They're not exactly, or in recess. They're not here right now. But in this large area, you can kind of see that there's a very clear path where people have kind of entered in to the council and then left straight from it. But there doesn't appear to be any footpaths away from the table. You all recall that it seems like for the council members themselves, at least, they do not really sit at the table, or they do not travel to the table. You all have seen them kind of just disappear whenever you've had to leave them. And so because of that, you start to kind of look on the outer areas, and I'll say that, Felix, you see that there are doors kind of as you enter. It's like a tunnel way, like under the bleachers, as it were. Until it's the big center area, you can see that there are doors to either side that allow you to go into just the area underneath the council. I'll say, based off of your perception check, Felix, for you, as you're trying to go around and find Mary's office, as you're going through just the hallways, there are tons and tons of rooms, and there are some people milling around. It seems to be more like a break period right now. You can imagine it would be a lot more hectic at different times. But as you are traveling through these hallways, there are just rooms and rooms. There's a large room that you kind of run through quickly that appears to be more of like a food area. But you do eventually, trying to go around this, this football-sized, like, place, essentially. Or not, you're just trying to run through it as quick as you can, looking for an office space. You do realize that kind of towards the northeast part of the building, there is an area that is for council members only, and there is a door there. That I'll say that, all the others you may have been able to go underneath. This seems to be a much heavier set door, maybe thicker wood, and no like space underneath it that a rat could fit
Okay. Okay. And very obvious. Are there people like guarding this door?
Right now, no. There's some people milling around the hallway, like maybe like 30 feet back, but no one seems to be intentionally watching this area.
Okay. Then I will untransform.
Okay.
Epic usage of the spell. And I will just open the door.
Okay, you go to open it and it is locked.
Shit.
Womp womp.
Womp,
Turn into
womp.
a flea.
Turn
into
into
a
a
key.
lockpick. Yeah, exactly. A key.
I could have turned into technically.
All
No,
I
I-
would
The
say is if
keyhole.
you run back by me, I have a traveler's any tool and very good skills at lockpicking.
Okay, yeah, I will go as a person find Turlon.
Are you just trying to walk with confidence, I'll say? Like
Yeah,
trying to
I-
not draw attention?
I think as Felix is like walking, he's trying to think of like a good excuse as to why he's here and why he's trying to get in to that area.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to look confident because he has a private message for Counselor Prolatot.
Okay.
He was like, I'm instructed to leave it in her like work quarters or whatever.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Then give me a deception check and we're going to scoot on over to Turlon. So Turlon, what specifically were you looking for?
Yeah, so very specifically, I am trying to make a mental map. I assume this is the kind of thing I don't necessarily need equipment for, since it's kind of part of my life
Mm-hmm.
so far, is to just create a mental map of this space.
Okay.
Particularly focused on how a council member specifically would get in and out of the building.
And
while
you're
I'm at
doing
it, I want
outdoor as well, would you say?
Yeah, I'm more focused on how they get from the outside to the inside and vice versa. So
Gotcha.
like I would like to clock any guard rotations I can tell.
Mm-hmm. I'll say if you travel behind the Reaver Council, kind of like where the house is that Mary's has, which you don't know yet, but just as you're kind of going around, you do see that there are additional entrances that are not as pronounced as the front one. The front one's like this large archway that's very clearly how you're supposed to enter. But in the back, there are a bunch of smaller entrances that appear to have guards next to each, 2 guards next to each door. None of them labeled from what you can tell, but it does seem, based off your perception check, and as you're just counting, that there are 9 of them, which is how many council members there are.
So there's 9 special doors.
There's 9 doors in the back of the Reaver Council, which, it could be not that, but it kind of almost like, you intuit that it would be something like that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
So they don't get killed on their way here. I see.
Why would anyone want to do that?
Why would anyone want to do that?
I can think of a lot of good reasons.
I'll say for you, Felix, with your deception check, as you are walking through, you make it a good way through, you kind of pass by, maybe do a nod or two, and people, don't seem to pay too much mind. But then when you walk through the lunchroom, you see that a guard is kind of sitting there, and he kind of looks up at you and kind of stares at you for a little bit. And then as you're like passing by him, he says, "Oh, hold on, sir. What? Are you qualified to be in here? Are you lost at all?"
No, I'm not lost.
He kind of starts to stand up a little bit and he says, well, he walks towards you and he says, well, what is your business here, might I ask?
I'm here to give a private message to Counselor Prolatat.
Oh, well, they're in recess right now. They'll be here, and kind of he doesn't look at his watch. They don't exist, but he says,
This guy has the
that
first watch.
You better believe what I invented.
What did you just look at on your wrist? It says
What?
maybe around 15, 20 minutes or so ago. They'll be here again. If you just go to the council area, I'm sure you're able to be handing off this message to her.
Okay. So the direction I'm
You're like heading out. You're not heading
Oh,
towards
okay.
where you
Okay.
are.
So I will thank him for the information, and I
Mhm.
will begin to move on my way.
Okay. Yeah, he seems no problem. That he would be a little bit more concerned if he was saw you walking the other way, but it seems like you were leaving, so he doesn't seem too pressed about it.
Okay, maybe the usage of that spell was not a waste.
Yeah, it would have been a lot harder going the other way. I'll say that.
Okay.
But you are able to exit just fine. Now you're kind of in that breezeway area. And I'll say, Turlon, after seeing those doors, is there anything else you want to do at the doors or try and enter through the big breezeway?
I think I would have wanted to rendezvous.
Okay. Anything else for you, Felix?
Nope.
As I walk out, then I walk up to you. I'd say, we end up there at about the same time. I look at you and I nod.
Sick.
We walk
And,
out.
And I'll say, based off just the timing of it all, John and Vita, you will, your trip was pretty quick. So I'll say, if you all go back to the council, you'll be able to meet up with them.
Hey guys.
Hey, man.
Look, what did you find out about Mary?
She was right here.
Right here. Yep.
You want to point me over there?
Brother will lead you there.
Let's just try to look casual walking past. What did you find, Felix?
I found that there is, in the northeastern section of the building, there's a counselor's only area. I couldn't fit through it. Rodent form. And it was locked. I don't have any lock picks or know how to use lock picks in the first place, so I couldn't get it.
I can pick that lock if we get in there and decide we need to, but that's risky.
Yeah.
So
I did get stopped by.
You just got stopped by a guard.
I got stopped by a guard, but it's fine. They're currently in recess, so a guard said that they'd be back in 20 minutes.
If they're in recess, you might get lucky. How long does your wild shape last?
I was actually in real life trying to figure out if
It's only 10 minutes.
If it's pest form is 10 minutes, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So, I'm just wondering if you can get really lucky. What I found, and we're walking as we have this conversation. What I found is that there's it seems to be there's 9 doors in a special annex out of this area, out of the River Council. It seems to be there's one for each council member. It's just a hunch of mine that those doors probably lead into or have some connection to the special area you were talking about. If they're going to be in session soon, you might be able to catch them opening the door as a pest and just fly through. You have to time it perfect, though.
For me.
What'd you say, Alex?
Discord fucked up. Also, my Discord looks like Slack now. I restarted my computer in the update.
I'm not going to repeat everything I said
I had Slack
in
open.
voice,
That's
but
fine.
basically I said that that if the council is coming back soon and your pest form lasts long enough, you might be able to get through one of the special doors as a pest because they'll probably be passing through them.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
What do we want to do then? I look to the two of you to kind of include everyone. Should we try to send Felix in there and get into the council room?
I mean, what would he do if he was in there?
I could also try and luck pick the door while they're in session, while they're distracted.
My main question is, what would he do if he gets in there? Do you think she'd leave any documents lying around about assassin contracts or?
Maybe not assassin contracts, but
if we're lucky, she would.
Because she's our primary focus, and we can basically be guaranteed that we'd meet her at she'd show up at our house eventually, which is in this area.
I think the goal would be to get any hidden information in there.
Yeah, so when we do confront her, we're not completely blind
Oh,
when we
it's like
approach her.
dummies. Yeah.
And if we
Don't
can
look
find
like
some sort of
stupid idiots.
association with the 10 count with the I go to like start saying the group and then I like kind of shake my head with you know who. If we find any association with you know who in
That's
her
a slam dunk.
office,
That's easy.
that would be a slam dunk, yes, and maybe we could use it to bring it to the council at large. I'd imagine her house, if she really is associated with these people, based on what I know, while her house's security might not be as good as the council, there could be all sorts of traps or pitfalls in there. I'd be concerned if she really was putting out hits and working with that group. That it'd be risky to go into her house. Maybe the council is safer.
Yeah, maybe. Also, okay.
Hmm.
Steven, you said that. So my character was not there, but the librarian lady, said that all of the council members live relatively close by to the building, right?
Yes.
And there was the doors, the 9 separate doors were all like underground, right? Or like on a lower level than the actual council area.
Yes,
Or
on the
am I mistaken?
outside, on the outside of the Reaver Council. So,
Okay.
like on the like facing where you now know Mary's building to be, there are 9 separate doors that are kind of spread out by like a good like 100 feet each. Maybe not that much, like 50 feet each. That are just kind of on like the northeastern
exits?
part. So like exits essentially, yeah.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, we should take a look at those doors. Just see
Yeah.
if they're trapped.
I
I'm
was
going
asking because I think that that's probably how they get there from their home.
Yeah.
So that is going to be safe to be in. Not going to be, probably will not be trapped because they have to go through that like every day. So I don't see why anyone would trap their commute to work. So if we could get there, we could have a pretty easy way of getting into our home as long as we figure out which door is hers.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I will start leading us towards a vantage point. I want to look for a vantage point in and around the city,
Mhm.
at the edge of the city and the clearing around the Reaver Council, looking
Yep.
for a spot we can stand and kind of view the doors.
Okay. Yeah,
And I'm
there
gonna
you go.
hustle us, saying that let's get there quickly, get to vantage, and see what happens when she goes in.
I'll say, yeah, you are all give
And
Trelawn if you're looking
Felix,
for it.
if
Yeah.
yeah,
You can,
oral perception.
yeah.
And I say, Felix, if we see her go in there, and you want to infiltrate, it would probably be the right time to change into a pest and get in there behind her.
What should me and John do? We're kind of conspicuous.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but I don't want you guys to do nothing.
It's gotta
I
be something
agree.
we can do
I'm
with our
fine doing
abilities.
nothing.
Well,
Come on, John.
I mean, unless
I
I'm
think
gonna arm wrestle her into telling us information, then I'm not really sure I can really do much right
I think
now.
we should go.
Vita, you're a practitioner of magic. Can you just look at the doors and clock her down and see if she's carrying anything magic on her, anything strange?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
spells
If
you
I
got?
can, if I can see her, I can. Yeah.
I think you should do that so we can get an eye on anything there.
Funny you say
John,
that.
John, yeah, get an eye on it. John,
Oh, I forgot about your fucking third eye. God damn
Second
it.
eye.
Your second eye.
Mm-hmm.
John, I think from an information perspective, could you get some space between us and her house? So like go between here and her house. When she walks, just keep an eye if there's anyone following her, anyone behind her, anyone strange.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try to hide because I stand out, but yeah.
And we'll all meet back at the main entrance of the council.
Okay.
All right.
Tank.
Fleur,
Break.
does John have good intimidation?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know,
I'll
good to
say, so John.
And I guess I will actually say to Felix, do you want a luck pick?
Hmm?
Do you want a luck pick? If we're going in?
No, I don't know how to use them.
I nod. Understood.
Okay, so I'll say, John, give me a stealth check just to see how well you can
Oh
you can
boy.
hide. not necessarily like
Not
hell yeah,
bad.
bad. You are able to feel like you find a pretty good hiding spot. We're kind of in the shadows a little bit, but it's not too inconspicuous. I'll say that it's kind of difficult. Turlon, you're kind of searching for a spot, trying to find where you can see all the doors. You do find a spot where you can kind of see most of them, but they are spread out enough where you may, like, it's going to be on the peripheral that there's going to be like one or two doors, kind of just to the left and the right. But you find a good place where you can kind of stand around. It's not too strange, but I will say what you notice is that all the doors have two guards next to them, except for one. One does not have any guards next to it.
Is that like staggered where it's like it's guard door, or is it like guard door, guard door, guard?
There's doors that are 50 feet apart, and then there's two guards just standing right next to the doors. They're guarding the door.
I will point out the single guarded door. And Alex, do you know if you're gonna go for the infiltrate, or are you just gonna hold and see how you feel?
If there's a chance to, well, if I get in, that's really bad because I don't have a second. Actually, while we're waiting, can we like retroactively say that I refocused so I get my points back?
Yeah,
Since we're
that'd be
waiting like
enough
15
time.
minutes. Okay,
That'd be
sweet.
enough time.
In that case, then I can actually get out. So yeah, if there's a opportunity to go in, I'm gonna take it.
Great. If it looks like they try to catch you, if it looks like they see something or they're confused by something, I'll try and make a distraction.
Sounds good.
I will say that, in this time, you kind of wait about, I'll say, like 12 minutes into your waiting after kind of this discussion. As you were waiting around, you all see, walking just not from Mary's house, but kind of from the general area, you see a palish man who kind of has a goatee that you all recognize from the Reaver Council. You don't know what his name is in specific, but he is one of the Reaver Council members, and he is walking with two guards. And it seems like, just from a distance, you can kind of gauge that it looks like he is walking towards the door that has no guards at it. Like all the other doors have two guards. This one that had no guards, they appear to be walking towards it. And there's a good couple hundred feet they have to walk towards.
I'm gonna take out a piece of paper and just start doodling this. I'm gonna draw the path from house to door, like kind of like a crude diagram.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They go into the office just to go into a Zoom meeting. That's why there's guards there, so they can't get killed when they're all sitting around. Okay.
Yeah.
It must be.
So they all have separate rooms and they project in.
Yeah, Kotsky.
Which okay, can I have sidebar? Just like we can talk about this later in character. But it seems like an immense amount of security. I don't know what they're so scared about, genuinely.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make really any sense from what we've seen.
It's weird.
Does
anyway, carry on.
Yeah, we'll ask questions later.
Can you try at all, Steven, to indicate which, like, directionally, which door they're going to, just so I can try to, like, draw it?
Yes. It is... It's like, I know they're ordering. It is if you're looking from left to right, it is the sixth door. So it would be right under the O in council, which you can't see right now. But there's like kind of, imagine there's 9 doors across this whole thing, and you can see in the 6th door is the one that's not guarded, and there appears to be someone walking away or walking towards that door.
Got it.
Which gives you the thought that Mary may already be in that building, may not be within, especially since there's guards at every other door. But is anybody following this kind of palish man with a goatee?
Looks like Dr. Venture. No, I'm looking for Mary.
Yeah, as soon as you see them get to the door, you see that the man kind of pulls out some keys, unlocks the door, goes in, and then the 2 guards just stand outside of the door.
Okay. 8 more options.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll say that you all keep waiting if you're not waiting for anything else. I'll say about 3 minutes later, as you're watching, I'll say that the third door, the third door that you see, or no, the second door from, left to right, you see opening from the door where the 2 guards are. You see Burger Pot. You see the large, muscular, monkey-like Vanara.
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of reach around, opens up the door, looks over, and
Pot sighting.
how? I mean, you all are like 100, 200
That's
feet
my council
away,
member.
or how close did you be? Also,
I will be as close as I feel I can get while still being inconspicuous, knowing that this is part of my I've done this before.
I am. Yeah, same distance.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. It's gonna be a bit rough because I'm gonna be a small critter. Hold on, does that affect my speed? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I'll be 30 feet away. If I have to roll something, that's okay.
I'm still
I'll try and
hiding in
get
the
30.
bushes, man. I'm still like creeping around.
Okay, so my speed is 20 feet, down from 25. But I want to be close enough that I can be like, I think this is less conspicuous than a rat, like one of those small lizards,
Mm-hmm.
like the really tiny ones.
Gecko.
And I want to just try to be close enough that I can zoom in to whatever door we're standing by, because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all are standing.
we don't know which one
middle
is
door.
Mary's yet.
Yes, you don't know which one's Mary's. And I'll say that based off where y'all are, you all are closest, or not the closest to, you're closest to the middle door, but you all are decently close towards where Burger Pot is. So I'd like all of you, the 3 of you, to roll perception checks for me. And while we're doing that, John, you are stealthing away currently. And I'll say, based off your stealth check, you are able to get decently close to Mary's house. And what you see is her house is not so large. I mean, it's 3 stories tall, which is pretty tall for all the buildings in Riddock, but it's maybe only like 30 feet by 30 feet. What you notice is there is a stone kind of fence that is probably about 6 feet tall that is around this house, around the entire house, probably about 10, 15 feet away from the base of the house. And there's appears, just based off you looking, appears to be only one entrance, like in this stone gate, and there are 2 guards standing at the gate itself. So it looks like Mary's house has some guards.
Can I try to peek over the wall? I'm a pretty tall guy.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll say with your stealth check, you'd be able to kind of sneak over and be able to peek. Give me a perception check with a -2 for me. Circumstance. It's a little bit hard.
Kind of easy for a guy like John, though. So.
This guy's kind of easy. I'll say you're able to look over the gate, and you can see that you're kind of on the side where you can see on the front entrance, or so you're not visible from the front. And as you peer over, it looks like there's some shrubs around, but there are entrances to the house on the front and the back. And as you're peering over, you see that there is another entrance from the other side, but that one has a metal gate on it, whereas the other one's kind of just open from the front yard. From the backyard, there's just a metal gate. You don't see any guards there currently on the front or in the back, but it seems like one side has a metal gate and the other side has some guards.
Gotcha.
And I'll say, based off the perception checks of you all, Felix, you are able to hear, just because the wind's picking it up and it's kind of blowing in your direction, and you're a little bit closer, you're able to pick up that Burger Pot is saying to the 1 guards, can you go to L's Sandwiches and get me a sandwich? I had to
My
skip through
man.
lunch. Can you know what I like? And one of the guards just nods and
Goddamn.
says, you know, and so kind of walks off. So now that door, you know, he closes the door. That door only has one guard, as the other guard kind of walks off to apparently get Burger Potts a sandwich.
Greatest
Felix
use
What,
of
what,
Sorry.
what do the uniforms of these guards look like?
They are these. It's like this leather armor, but it has this kind of brown vest underneath over it, and it has the Reddock crest on the right, what's it called? Right breast. And they kind of have just these hardened leather helmets. So just simple, not like metal or anything, but a lot of
Okay.
leather is used here.
Gotcha. Just curious if I had to beat one up and steal their outfit. I'm just curious what I'm going to be wearing.
Is it fashionable or not? I'll say that you all
That is an
start
important
to
question.
wait 5 more minutes, and it's getting kind of to the point where, you know, when Felix, they said that they would be in recess for like 20 minutes, it's now like 25, 30 minutes past that point. And so
Oh.
it's starting to seem a little bit more and more like Mary is not, you know, Mary may already be within the Reaver Council. If they are in session, Mary had to have been within the building, maybe just in that locked off part. But
Okay.
it seems like every one of these doors corresponds with a member of the Reaver Council.
Okay. I think I honestly kind of expected her to already be in there. Could I just, if everyone else is chill with it, I'm fine with just waiting to see which one's hers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
I'm
what
good
she
with that.
leaves. Honestly, I
think
think that'd be better because it'd be easier for me to look around if she's done with work for the day. So
I'm not sure how much
Yeah.
we could communicate, but I know Turlon is just gonna stay steady and wait. See what happens.
Is there anything else y'all want to do? I'll say that, John, you're a little bit apart from the group, but you also realize that Mary seems to not be coming out of the building. Is there anything y'all want to do besides just waiting?
I want to listen in on what the guards might be saying to each other, what they might be talking about.
Sure. Give me a perception check. Listening in.
Another one.
Just listening in.
Yeah, I'm just listening, dude.
just having a
Relax.
listen.
Just listening. They are not talking that much. One of them kind of has a cough. So coughs, you know, every like 30 seconds or so. And
Yeah, honestly,
Bro's
I
annoying as
mind.
fuck.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
I hate
it,
that
you
guy.
you start hate listening to it, but it seems like
Go
they are.
home.
Seems
Yo,
like
this
they're
guy.
silent right now. But yeah, you don't pick up on any conversation.
Man, it's fucking rough out here. You're a council member's guard and you don't even have health insurance.
Yeah, for
What the
real.
fuck?
Actually, can I
Go to the local cleric, dude.
I was
Damn.
trying to think whether or not it would have been worth
Damn,
it
Puck.
to trail the guy going to get the sandwich.
Absolutely could do that, yeah.
I'm not.
Critical
Okay.
lore, learning what sandwich Burger
I
Pot
don't give a
likes.
fuck what sandwich Burger Pot like.
Yeah, I'm not.
This
I'm
is
not-
Burger
important.
pot. He gets a
I'm not
big
doing
fat burger.
He gets a big burger.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
I'm trying to think of anything else I can do during this time that would be more useful.
Whopper.
Just sitting around like a doofus.
I'll say it was around 3 p.m. When this all of this started. So I'll say you'd have like an hour to wait. You'd imagine from when they. Yeah, I
Maybe
think
Mary
y'all
and the
have.
rest were already inside. They were just like they showed up a little bit early.
He definitely is, but we're gonna catch her on the way out this time.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's
Yeah,
anything
Man,
weird
it's
going on.
just- But wait till she comes out. What else am I gonna do?
Yeah, is there
Yeah.
any plan that y'all want to do for when she comes out?
I think we just want to
I'm
watch
gonna
and have
observe
Felix
her.
infiltrate.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the moves. I think I don't know. It would be interesting to trail one of the guards home, just so that if we feel like we need to infiltrate via a guard, we can do that. Because one of you
Poor
doesn't.
person's.
One of
Oh
you
my
has a
God.
generalized disguise, right? Not like a perfect magic disguise imitating someone.
No. I can make myself look like a rich person, but I'm still purple.
Yeah.
It's really
That's skin, dude.
I think we just wait.
yeah.
I got nothing interesting I can do here.
John, are you still hanging by the house for this?
Yeah, I'm just like sitting, chilling in the bushes.
Doing some tic-tac-toe. All
Mhm.
right. So I'll say an hour passes by, and one by one you see, some of the other members. You all see Soma Drog, who the three of you recognize, who is the little fairy that was the head of the lower end that didn't seem to be too concerned about the Shadow Rooms, or
Bitch.
at least not doing anything about it. You see Bergapot leave, and as they're
Wait,
all
so
kind
a
of
drug
leaving,
after which exit?
that is after the first exit. So
So
the
Soma
first
is
one,
the first exit.
yeah, Soma's number 1, Bergapot's number 2. The palish man with the goatee that you all saw was number 6. But as you all, as you all are waiting, you see Soma leave, you see Bergapot leave. And are y'all just chilling? Are you trying to hide when as they're leaving? I'll say this: they start to walk with their guards towards, not towards Mary's place, but in the general vicinity of, they don't cross the large street when they leave. They kind of walk into these buildings areas. So are you all trying to hide from their sight, or just trying to act nonchalant about it?
Can I look like a homeless person with like a cloak or something?
Yeah, you can
I'm
absolutely.
trying to hide.
Okay.
I'll scatter if I feel I'm at risk. I don't want to change position, but if I feel I'm about, like, you judged if I need to roll or if I just know. But if I can tell them about to be seen, I'm going to move, and I will not move in any other situation.
Okay. Then I'll say, Vita, give me a stealth check. Turlon, I'll say
Easy.
that you are. It looks like Bergapot is walking in your direction generally.
Okay, I will try to. So if you said they're coming from the left, right? So that's where Soma Drog, and maybe that's where Burgerpot came from.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
What I will try to do is I will just quickly duck into an alleyway.
Okay.
Like around here, and I'm also just gonna shed my coat. I'm just gonna I'm gonna take my coat off real quick and just put it on the ground next to me in an alleyway.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna
Also,
peek my head out and try to keep an eye.
yeah, you give me a perception check. I'll say, Vita, you feel yourself pretty well hidden, and Felix, you don't need to hide at all. You're straight chilling with your disguise.
Also, I need a bathroom real quick.
Bathroom real quick.
The old homeless man disguise.
The
Never fails.
old homeless man disguise. Let me put some numbers next to everybody. The taste of honey.
Huh?
Tasty.
Frosty.
How's everyone doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm doing good.
Thank
I'm
you,
doing
Dylan.
good.
Great.
Oh, there's only fucking 7 members of the Reaver Council. I thought there was. No, there's 9. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm stupid. 2 of them don't live
course.
here.
All right, to
No, yeah.
I got no.
You all have not.
telecommute into work.
I'll say you'll happen to know that, or if you've noticed in the upper end, there are 2 estates, and those may be members of the Reaver Council. But regardless,
Interesting.
there are 9 doors. I'll say that. But it makes sense why, in my notes, there are only 7 people listed. Then in that case, let me do. One quick moment.
Olive moment.
Olive moment.
Love that dog. Love that dog.
What's that thing outside opening the door?
Oh. Boach.
Oh.
All right.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Never mind. I don't give a shit.
You got it.
I don't
That's
give a
Boach.
shit.
Don't worry
Moron.
about that. It's
You
Boach.
and I know a
moron.
little bit about that.
Ouch.
Okay, so as you all are waiting, I'll say that Turlon, with your perception check and with y'all stealthing, Burgapot just walks right by, and he seems to be conversing with his guards.
That sandwich was fucking terrible.
Seems to be not complaining about his sandwich, but complaining about his day. There's some people within various districts that apparently had some bogus complaints, or they don't realize how much we're doing here at the council. That kind of conversation, just normal, politician stuff. But I'll say, Turlon, you can see based off your perception check that Burgapot's house kind of careens to the left, and it is, this one on the map if you wanted to list it out. And I'll say
Can we
that
get that marked?
I will do my best to mark it.
Send Burgapot like an edible arrangement or something.
Yeah.
Flowers.
Sandwiches.
Let me make it green, dude.
Green for Burgapot.
Hey mods, can we green this guy?
Can we green this guy? Burga.
You've been greened.
Steven, did you hand draw all of these rectangles?
I did, and then you'll notice that a lot of them are copied and pasted, but rotated
You
around.
hand placed them all?
I did hand place them all. They are.
That's crazy.
It did took a long time.
I respect it, but that sounds so deeply hellish.
It was pretty crazy. But you see some more members leave, but after like the fourth person to leave, you see Somadrag come out of 1, Burgapot out of 2. I'll say you then see the palish man with the goatee come out of 6 again. You see who you know to be as Raffin, who is the one who was at the dock saying that you could go to this certain place at the fishing docks to get that air Soterica. You see him, the male dwarf, leave out of 7. And then you see Mary Proletot, who's a muscular female orc, bald, stands out because she has a bunch of scars across her bald head. And she's wearing this brownish orange suit that kind of has like a tuxedo kind of look to it with some gold buttons. But she is walking out, and she appears to be walking towards her house with, once again, the 2 guards out of door 3.
Got it.
Door 3.
Immediately. I was ready.
Door 3.
Yep. Am I within
She's
30
just
feet of her?
You currently, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
Betacast's Finger of Death.
part my hair a little bit and concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Tri-beam!
I realize, oh, damn, I guess I can only open this eye once a day. So I can't do nothing though. So I'm gonna pretend I'm doing the eye, and I'm gonna cast Cup of Dust on her.
What the fuck?
Which
I know what
curses
this is.
her
That's
with
crazy, dude.
a thirst no drink and quench.
Is he
Oh
stupid?
my
Is he
God.
stupid?
Cup of Dust. Okay.
Oh
Is
my
he
She's
fucking
like
I'm here
so
for it.
thirsty.
I'm here for it.
my
That's so
fucking
mean.
Oh my fucking God, that's crazy.
How long does Cup of Dust last?
Oh my
A
god.
day.
A day.
A day of thirst.
Well, she's got to roll.
Yeah,
She's
but
gonna have to
even
go to work tomorrow.
even on, she has to fucking succeed this. That's crazy.
She has to critical success it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me pull up fucking Mary's stats. Didn't think I'd have to do it this early.
Oh my god. I remember trying to choose this for Gian in the one shot.
This is Fortitude. Okay.
Good luck.
Above board, this is very funny and could help us.
This is an
In
incredible.
character, I think you're a dumbass for doing this. Not that I know you're doing it, but this is
Oh, I
so
gotta
stupid.
do something. Well, she's
He's-
not gonna
he
come to work
panicked.
tomorrow because she's gonna be dehydrated.
Oh god,
He
I
didn't
can't
know what
see
to
her.
do.
I can't see if she's magic. I guess I should curse her with thirst. I think that's
Well,
probably a
he
good
just
substitute.
threw out one of his newer spells. He didn't really think about it.
No, like I said,
respect
above
it. Well,
board, this was baller. Frankly,
This is
Now
so.
we can hold we can hold water above her head as like leverage.
Well, no, that wouldn't even quench the thirst.
No, I
See
know,
that
but
roll,
she's gonna
Mary?
be desperate for it. She's gonna be
Let's see
desperate
that
for
roll.
it.
Okay.
I mean, you can dismiss the spell, but
Okay, I will. I want to put it on a token. I don't have a token for Mary. I'm just gonna roll. Okay, it has to beat a 25 in order to succeed. Let me
also,
make
sorry,
sure.
I just pause,
you go.
interject. You can't do this stealthily, right? Like, this is a spell. You're casting a spell. I hate to be the one to say that, but surely you have to.
That is a good point.
Surely you can't hide this, right? Am I crazy?
I don't know.
Crazy?
What if I just point my finger? I'm hiding. I don't know how it works.
I think it's generally played that spells, especially if they have the somatic or vocal components. It's like it's a performance. You can't.
It doesn't say. It
God
just says
save
I
us.
curse her. What if I think it?
Some guy popping out of the bushes going, dust! And then you just
Disappear.
It doesn't say how I do it.
chronically thirsty.
I will say, based off this,
That's the manipulate trait.
you would know that you have to do a hand motion of some sort.
Yeah, that's
And
not that crazy.
I'll say that something visual comes from your body towards the
Well,
thing.
I already did it, so
And I'll say
I'll
you
do it.
can't if you were you doing it directly to her or after
Yeah.
she has passed you?
He just fumbled this in the moment. I don't know. I didn't think about it. The
Do
way
you-
I
when
did
do
it
you
was
think he would have opened his eye? I'll say that. It's less
I think
about
he
the
was
spell.
ready to open his eyes, been waiting this whole time for like the second she walked out.
Okay.
And then he realized that it didn't work, so he was like, fuck, let me try something else.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So
It doesn't make sense that he would have the discipline just to be like, okay, let me wait.
Okay, it is in
Yeah.
front of her. Okay, I'll say.
Okay.
So
Bro,
she,
bro,
she's
you're
going
going
to
to River
see it.
Council jail. I'm not kidding.
She's going to see it.
Vita, you are a dumb. Not you,
This is
Dylan.
so
Vita,
good.
you are a dumbass.
That's so funny.
All right, so
Above board, this is awesome, but you are
No.
so stupid.
So far, the eye has not done good things for Vita.
okay, I will say because I can't make it secret. She has a plus 18 to her fortitude.
Dude,
Oh,
So-
Oh god, plus 18.
So she has
So-
to
Get 7 or
Roll a
above.
6.
no 6. Yeah, 6 or below,
This would be
and
6.
6 or below for us to
Oh,
win.
damn, that's high.
You may want this to fail. I'll just say that. Let's roll it. Let's see what happens.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, that's so crazy close. That's so crazy close.
Is that
Okay.
success?
Meets it, beats it. So that's a success. She is fatigued for 1 round, which is just like 6 seconds. So Vita, you
What do you?
try and open up your eye. You freak the fuck out, and you point at her, and you see this this purple kind of beam of light quickly go towards her, and she reacts. All of a sudden, her eyes wide as she sees you, and the guards suddenly kind of, they're both holding like these spears, and they
Run, dude.
they see
Nope,
you.
I've got it.
You're like 30. You're
I'm
like
ready.
30 feet away, and she reacts, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And the 2 guards quickly start rushing towards you. What are you?
And I say, wait, it wasn't me.
They're still rushing towards you.
Bro.
I know, but can I roll a
Yeah.
deception check?
Phantom crowd better work this time.
Roll a deception check, but
Okay.
with a
DC's gonna be
-2
high.
because you just fucking did it.
Oh.
Okay, so a 16. They're still fucking rushing towards you. Your arms are up.
Good. Well, then I cast Shift Blame if I fail a deception check.
Okay.
I am going. This is a triggering if me or another creature fails a deception, intimidation, or diplomacy check. I pick a target within 30 feet of me and I alter their memories and pick someone else to think they did what I did.
Okay, who are you targeting?
I'm targeting her and I'm going to try and alter her memories and think that one of the guards.
I swear to fucking
the
God.
culprit.
Okay. All right.
You are about to be my favorite person or my least favorite person. There's
She-
there's no in between now.
25.
Her will is only a +12. So
Okay.
it's a
So
little
she's
bit better.
11.
It's a little bit better.
12.
All right, I'll roll
You
it
should
again.
roll like a
with
nat
plus
20,
2.
dude.
If this is bad, if she gets
No way!
Just barely. Okay,
You're my
success.
favorite person
God.
ever.
Okay, doesn't realize you attempted to alter its memories, though
Okay.
it knows you cast a spell. So once again, Vita, you're like, it wasn't me, and then you have to
What the fuck?
quickly
these
cast
rolls?
a spell towards her, and
Oh, my lord.
she's fatigued, but she's freaking out. I'll say the guards have gotten to you, and they are trying to grab you. Are you resisting at all? Are you trying to pull away?
He like
Do they
turns to
do
a
any
rabid
damage? Do they
bear
do
and,
even
like,
1 point of damage to
come
me?
on.
This is a generational fumble.
They have
Is-
not
Yeah,
done
dude.
any damage to you. They're just trying to grab
gonna
you
try-
right now.
Can
I'm
any of
gonna
us
try-
see this?
We're
try
we're
and
about
run, I'm
yeah,
running.
We can all see
exactly.
this.
Yes,
I'm
going
turning
to
away.
say
I'm running.
There's nothing
We're-
I can do to help you. You're a dumbass and you're fucked. Like straight up, I don't know what I can even do to help you in this
I'm
situation.
pushing a guard. I'm running.
you're running. Okay, so we're gonna do a strength check. There's
It's like
gonna
watching a
be 2
baby
strength
jump off a
checks.
cliff.
For this.
Oh no!
I'm gonna roll,
I really
2
thought
of
one of those
these.
would work.
And I'm going to say that all of you, except you maybe, John, if you're at Mary's house still, you would not
I
see
am.
this. But the other 2 now, like if you wanted to act, I would let you act now. We may need to go into initiative soon, but I don't think we'll need it.
There's
clicking
nothing
on
I can do to
so-
save you, dude. You fucked up so bad.
I've got
Okay.
spells. I've got options.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try to keep distance, but I'm gonna try to keep a short distance between me and them, and like stay near them as much as I can while being hidden. But like
Mhm.
realistically, there's nothing you fucked up so bad. There's nothing I can do to help you.
Your fortitude DC, yes, that's what it's against,
Yeah.
is 24. So neither of them are able to grab you. So you are able to start running. But I will say that
I'm
Mary
running.
yells at you. It says, "Stop that man!" And you are sprinting away. I'll say that they are, in hot pursuit. It is
Oh
now
fuck! I
your
already
turn
cast
where you
Phantom
can
Crowd
act.
today. Oh shit! Oh no!
You
All right,
did cast
are there
Phantom
any-
Shroud for for the coin.
I
Are there
plot,
any walls near me that
Oh
are like
my
impossible to
God.
climb?
Vita.
Forget where I'm
there's
at
some
right now.
there's some like 2 or 3 story buildings, sure, that are a good.
Okay.
You have to run up to it, but yeah.
I'm going la la la, and I'm casting my Sonata Span Bridge to get on the roof of one of those buildings. My thought, you can do whatever you want. My thought is I make the slope up, I run up to the roof of a building, and then I get rid of the bridge as soon as I'm off it.
This is
Okay.
actually a huge moment for a distraction. No one's going to be looking at the door.
That's very true.
Um,
That's very true. Yeah, no, I'll say that you see some of the guards that have kind of, are at the other doors are starting to run up. It seems no one is paying attention to the doors at this moment.
What
So are
about
you
the
doing anything,
guards?
Felix?
What about the guards next to her house?
They're a good 100 feet away. I'll say that you had just heard the shouting of catch that man from Mary.
Just hear tra-la-la.
you see the guards look over. They've just now heard something.
This is bad.
Okay.
But Felix, real quick, what are you trying to attempt anything with the door at all?
So
You did see her lock it behind her. I'll say you should know
Fuck.
that it's locked. But it looks like a normal door where you may be able to get up.
and I can fit under.
Yeah, it's just an outdoor door. It's not some heavy
Please
armored door.
use
Turn into a
this.
cockroach.
Okay,
Turn into
yes,
a cockroach.
I will turn into a quick bug or
Okay.
a small
Cockroach.
lizard, perhaps, and I
Yeah.
shall scurry on under the
Thank
door.
God.
Okay, we'll get to
We
what you see
salvage
under the
these, we
door.
salvage these.
That is your turn as you've now entered the door.
Pseudo initiative.
So yeah, this weird
Salvage is a
initiative.
strong word.
So Vita, you are running up the ramp, and I'll say, give me an acrobatics check, just for your ability. You're able to run up it, but are you able to do all of this in such a
Dude.
quick way? Okay.
Just that entire chain of
It's not
events
bad.
is crazy, man.
Yeah, 23 is pretty good. Oh my god. Okay, 23 is
Can I
pretty
get
good.
rid of it before they also
I will
get up it?
say that you will be able to dismiss it. I'll say, like, based off your actions, you cast the spell and your action was to move up it. You can do it on your next quote-unquote turn. I'll say that they are, you know, they do take a moment to be like, what the fuck? Like, you know, suddenly just this, you know, this blue, purple kind of translucent path appears. And just la la la, it's a crazy experience.
I'm scot-free.
You're running up, so they kind of pause for a moment and they start to come up the ramp, but they are not fully up it.
Dude, you just started building in Fortnite to get away.
Yep.
They are not all the way
This is
up
why we
it.
should do no build always.
Yep.
I'll say for Mary's turn in this weird pseudo initiative, Mary is kind of standing there and appears to be yelling at the other guards to continue chasing them. Like, you know, there's other guards kind of moving over, but it seems like it's not just these two now. She continues to yell.
Distinguishing about Vita. Thank goodness there's nothing that makes it incredibly easy to
out.
know who he is.
I have a way out.
He can wear a cloak, dude. He can wear a cloak.
Straight up, it's legendary if you get out of this.
I can get out of it. I'm
doing all these.
I'm
crazy
one step
spells.
away.
All right. So now it is your turn again, Vita. Unless there's anything you would like to do, John. I'll say with the yelling, the guards kind of start. I'll say one guard tells the other guard to start moving, or like, you know, go check that out.
I can't, man. They're gonna be on high alert now. Like, John just assumes that breaking into her house is probably not a good idea. So
many things to keep track of. All right, so you're just chilling out. All right.
Yeah, I'm just
Vita.
waiting.
It is now your quote-unquote turn.
All right.
They're on the middle of the ramp. Mary is yelling for other guards to come. You have just gotten to the top.
Dismiss the ramp while they're on it.
Okay. They begin to fall.
Okay, that's great. So now I'm on like a roof, right? They can't get to me?
You're on a 2-story building roof.
Okay. Is there anywhere, I'm scanning around, is there anywhere that there's like a open space about 20 feet by 20 feet? Anywhere near me?
Go ahead.
The
like anywhere I'm scanning, like that I could run towards.
The building you are on top of is around like 30 feet by 30 feet. So like just the roof you're on could
like
fit
on the
whatever
ground.
the fuck you're talking on the ground.
Yeah.
Like that you're now like okay. Yeah,
like I'm scanning the area.
Some areas.
I'm looking
like towards Mary and everybody. Yeah, you'd have to run to the other side of the building. Do you run to the other side of the building? I'll say out of sight of these people, you'd have to go to the other corner of the building.
My thought is that I'm on this 2-story building. I'm trying to look away from them towards Riddock, the opposite direction of them, for an empty space, so I can jump down and run to that empty space. That's my thought.
From your current position, I'll say, like, have you not moved at all from the top of the ramp area?
Right, unless I don't see anything, then I will.
You don't, like, you know that all the open spaces you see right now are visible to Mary and any guards. So if you move to the other space, yes, you'd be able to see that Riddock is quite a sparse area. So yeah, there's plenty of places where there's 20 feet by 20 feet.
Okay, yeah, I'm running to wherever the closest one is, opposite direction from Mary and them.
Okay.
Towards that space on the ground. I'll jump off the building.
Okay.
Fall 20 feet.
Yeah, you're just falling 20 feet. I know the falling rules.
I just know that guy in the Shadow Realms watching this going like, Jesus Christ, I sent back vines and this guy.
All right.
I genuinely thought Cup of Dust would have worked.
It was close. It was close.
If it worked, you still would have been visibly have seen the spell on her. What is working in that
I
situation?
thought surely
Shift Flame would have worked. Shift Flame would have worked.
You only needed 2 spells to work on a high-level character.
I only needed 1. I just needed Shift Blame to work, and I was out of it.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
Okay, you take 8 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take 8 damage. You kind of land on the ground, but you're able to not be prone based off your acrobatics check. You're able to get back up on your feet. That's the end of your turn.
Okay. All right.
Silver
It's gonna
lining.
take them
silver
a second
lining.
to get to me, right? They're not just gonna be here next turn.
It will take a second. The other two guards are kind of falling. I'll say that based off the turn order, I'll say, do we want to handle your stuff later, Felix? I'll say, I think you're out of danger. Well, I as the DM know that you're out of danger. Okay, so I'll say we'll get to your stuff, Felix, in a second, where you've entered the thing, but we'll know that it's tangentially happening. While all this is going down, I'll say that the guards that were kind of coming over, you see this turn on as there are, guards rushing, and the other two guards that were on the ramp, they fell. They themselves also fall a good 10, 15 feet and take some damage. Let me roll some acrobatics checks for them real quick. I'm just going to do physical dice.
In character, I'm in shock.
Uh,
I'm Jake. I'm in shock. In character, no idea what to do. There's simply no way to react
I
to
still
this.
can't get over the idea of like a homeless guy popping up out of the like. No, not even a homeless guy. Like
Just
I don't
that dude.
know.
Someone
The
she
winner-
No,
recognizes
not
and she
just
thinks
homeless guy.
about
Yeah,
it.
someone she knows from
Yeah.
fucking hours ago.
I'm just trying to like equate it to something that's happening in real life. Like
This is completely
You-
derailed
you
all of
give
our
the
plans
key-
for this.
the mayor
I
of New
love
York gives the key to the city to like a cop, like somebody, and then when they're walking home, that person shows up, pops up out of the bushes, throws a pie at them, it hits them, and then
Starts
they
running.
go, and you're like clearing your eyes,
Tra-la-la.
and then you hear them go, "They did it!" Well,
I love the audacity. I didn't do
The
It
it.
cops
wasn't
rush
me.
them, try to grab him. He slips away, and then he goes tra la la, and he just flies away.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I almost like in character. I'm wondering if it's Vita who did that. Like it's so.
Exactly.
I'm shocked.
No, no.
Is this a saboteur?
He's straight
So-
improving.
Yeah.
Okay, so both
the
of
worst
the guards,
improver ever.
both of the guards hit the ground, and they both do not make acrobatics checks, so they fall prone to the ground. They get up, and the guards are starting to rush around the buildings, I'll say. But you do right now, Vita, you do not currently see any. I'll say, Turlon, you see that
Perfect.
Mary is yelling at the guards. She's kind of looking around, and then she starts moving towards the east. I'll say on this map, like we're zoomed in. She starts to kind of Vita went this way. I'll say, just kind of roughly.
Yeah.
Mary is starting to go over this way, kind of towards where John went. I'll say that.
Got it. This is really bad. I don't know what I should do.
We still got Felix in.
Yeah, man.
What?
got
Partial
Felix.
success. Partial success.
You guys can claim ignorance.
We might have to claim that we don't know you, bud. We might have to say we
Yeah.
disavow this guy. I don't know what he did.
You are not. You are no longer in the Storm Chasers.
Yeah, you
Uh,
might not be a storm chaser
Storm
anymore,
Hunters.
bud.
Storm
Hunter.
Hunters. You're
We're
right.
not
Storm
his mom, and we don't know what he gets up
Yeah,
to in
man.
his spare time. Like,
If I were his
He can
mom,
do what
he'd
he
get
wants.
time
He has
out immediately.
autonomy.
It's glad
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to keep myself away from this tomfoolery. I simply
Yeah,
do
you-
not want to be
Occasionally.
seen anywhere near this.
From your previous hiding from Burger Pot, you are still quite hidden. No one is paying attention to you at all.
Great. I
As
don't wanna
guards
be
rush
seen.
by. All right, Vita, it is now your turn. You have just landed. You are on your feet. You don't see any guards around you currently.
By estimate. So I'm thinking now they're gonna have to like run around where I was, like leave
Yes,
their
they'll have
exit.
to run around the 30-foot building. The
and
guards
they
that
don't even
just
know
fell.
if I'm really here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I assume that I have 1 minute of time?
No, you for sure do not have a minute of time from where you currently are.
Okay, where I currently am then. Since they don't see me, I'm gonna cast Warp Step on myself,
Okay.
which gives me like makes the ground beneath me kind of warp as I run,
Okay.
and I'm gonna just
You gonna
dash straight into like the density of the buildings, wherever the nearest like cluster of the shit is on the map that I'm at, like away
Mhm.
from them. Just like dash as fast as whatever it says, my full movement
Yeah, so
plus
you have
whatever.
30, so now you have 35. You move with these two actions, you dash twice, so you essentially move
Yeah.
70 feet in these two actions, and then you can dash
Yeah.
again, so you can move 100 feet.
So I'm moving 100 feet away from them, and I'm gonna try, or whatever closest to that number 100, and stop in another open-ish area like I was just at, but now I'm much further.
I'll say with the 100 feet, you're able to kind of weave around, but you're not confident in still having a minute of time to do anything, whatever you're planning on doing in this 20 foot by 20 foot area. But that's your turn.
But now I'm much further, right? And they don't know where I am?
Okay. Right now they don't, for sure. Yep. I'll say that what you see, Turlon, is you see the guards that run up. One of them starts to kind of run around the building. One enters the building that they saw Vita on top of, and some of the other guards seem to be circling this building, but not only just circling the building, just running in various directions. You saw 3 or 4 guards outrun. You've now seen like 6 or 7 at this time, as it appears like other guards, even from just the street, heard some of this yelling and have started to run in. So you're just seeing a lot of guards run around. John, at this point, yeah, I'll say you also see that Mary is once again kind of lightly jogging over to, kind of to the right area. I'll say that, John, you've seen one of the guards start to leave, and I'll say just, how I'm always picturing it is you're kind of just chilling, watching, like in the bushes, watching from the front guards. I'll say in the distance, you see about like 200 feet away, you see Mary kind of turn around the corner in the distance as if she was traveling, but she appears to be alone right now. You just kind of see her right at the end. Is there anything you do? You just saw this.
Can you move me,
No.
by the way? My token.
I think they'll just keep staying in the bush. Maybe like creep away, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like rather than walking out onto the street, move towards the back where all the like the cluster of buildings are and like scuttle. I'm gonna check in with the group before I try breaking and entering.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you kind of scoot away. I'll say you don't need a stealth check for it, as they are not they're not looking for you around. They just appear to be. There's a lot of commotion as you now just hear a cacophony of guards trying to yell out to get other guards' attention. I'll say it's now back to you. Your turn, Vita. You hear this far behind you. You don't currently see any guards from where you are, but that could change within a minute for sure.
I'm just gonna do it's one action to move.
Yes, you have 3 actions.
I'm gonna cast I'm where my token is, right?
Yeah, roughly. I'll move Felix in. I'll say like
I'm still that close after running 100 feet. Shit.
Well, each square here is 100 feet. Let me go to a blank area real super fast. If people need to use the restroom, let's take like a 5-minute break while I draw something out to make it a little bit easier.
All right.
So.
Oh yeah.
Just to give
a lot more dire.
Just to give a lay of the land.
Dude, this is completely different than what
Stop bringing it to me, bro.
Oh god.
So, and I need Mary. I'm just gonna use this test person. It looks like an evil person, but this is just.
There's no way you didn't know this would happen.
I really didn't think there's so many different things.
There's no way you couldn't have thought this would have happened.
I can't say what other tokens I have, but I have other tokens because I was fully preparing on other stuff. Okay, so I'll say, based off of everything, we're gonna come back into it. All right, Felix, okay. You are within the Reaver Council building. You don't have to worry about it. You all were chilling in the bottom left over here, kind of in this area. And, Felix, you're kind of like over here. And then, Vita, you're over here. This is how I've been picturing in my head. And so, the path that was being headed, I can't draw it, but she left through this door number 3, and was walking this way.
Uh-huh.
Vita, you did the
I was
spell.
right there.
You start running this way. All right.
Okay.
You tra-la-la, you get on top of this building. All right.
Okay.
2 of the guards were rushing after you.
Huh.
And you jump down over here and you've started running, looking for open spaces, and you have gotten to this point. That's like 100 feet away from where you jumped down from this building. And Turlon, you are kind of hiding
Okay.
in this alleyway over here. I'll say Burger Pot kind of went to the left and started walking this way. But, you know, the guards, like these are the 2 guards that kind of fell down. One went into the building.
This is
The
bad.
others kind of started rushing around the corners. And Turlon, you saw these guards kind of rushing away. And you also saw that Mary started walking to the east down here by the Reaver Council building. And John, you just now saw one of the guards walking away, and you see in the distance, like a good 100, 200 feet away, Mary kind of turning the corner alone currently. And that's where we're at right now. We're going to now
name of
go
the
into
It's my
initiative
turn.
order where it's Vita first, and then guards, and then Mary, and then John. And you can jump in at any time,
Okay.
Turlon, if you want.
Can I
But,
adjust at any a little bit now that I
sure.
can see this?
Place where you would want to be after the 100 feet.
Or at least, because I would have known this John was over here, right, at Mary's house.
I'll say
sitting there.
that, yeah, you would know that as soon as you had fallen down, and I'll say if you turned around this corner over here to the left, you would see that that's Mary's house, so you can adjust your trajectory from there.
I just think I wouldn't want to run. I just wouldn't be running right past 2 guards I know are right there that John is sitting at. So I'd probably dash this way.
Are there
Okay.
directions you can go that don't have like just above board? Are there ways you can go without guards?
Probably
in
not, but I
center
feel
of
like
this
at least
giant
I just
city?
know that John is right there with those 2. So at least I'm gonna not run that way.
Okay.
I think the name of this
before
episode
you
should
keep
be
going.
That's
Yeah.
Way More Dire.
Yeah.
Just gonna fucking make some fucking Riddock buildings, because who the fuck
Who the fuck
cares?
cares?
Who the fuck cares?
Who give a shit? Who
Who
gives a
It's
gives
your,
shit?
a
it's
shit?
your world. You say there's a building there, there's a building
Yeah,
there.
that's
Right?
yours.
Yeah. All right.
The walls are closing in on Vita.
Okay. I'll say from everything you know, resume. What do you want to do? It's
Got
your
it.
turn. I'll say,
Can that guy see me? This guy?
if you look
see me
back,
right now?
you may be able to see like that. That's kind of why I put you over here, is because if you're trying to not be visible from this building, that's kind of like one of the places you could be. But also Mary's house is right here, so it's up to you.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, I guess to play with that, then I'll just have skirted. I was going that way. I realized it was Mary's building. I did a hard pivot this way, hoping there wasn't one around the corner. Maybe they can see me. Probably can. Okay. Well, I didn't want to do this now, but
Gonna throw a bomb. Eat a shrinking candy. Eat a
I
shrinking
think
candy
I
and
have
hide.
Wait, actually,
At
All
this
the- all
point,
the-
there
all
might
your-
not be a better option.
All your clothes will be gone, but you'll be able to hide.
he just disappeared.
He's
He
naked.
fucking evaporated. They start throwing the clothes.
Ah.
Same thing happens to Alden.
I guess we
Yeah.
killed him.
Equivalent of 1,000
Okay,
feet, and his body explodes.
At this point, I think I expect either Vita to pull out some 5th level spell called like Eye Death or something.
Do I see any? Do I see any? In this general direction, because I know we're on a blank map here.
Mhm.
Any object in 30 feet of me. It can be anything. It can be a barrel, a chair, not anything.
Over to Mary's place, there is a metal gate that you can see into the backyard. There, if it's, I don't know what
Breaking
you're
into
trying
Mary's
to do.
house would be
But
crazy.
there's
right now.
some like
I'm not gonna do that.
like shovels and like gardening equipment over here. I'll say that
Okay.
you can see that
That's
there is doors or I wouldn't say any chairs are outside, but you know, maybe all the way in this alleyway, there's like some bags of trash or something, or tools.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're looking behind you, looking for something,
Yes.
I'll say that, you know, there's some bags of grain or something sitting
Yeah.
on the wall on this building.
Okay. So can you draw a line from me to this? Uh-huh.
This is a little bit under 30 feet. Or do you want like a line, like a permanent line?
A line.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I will look at the sky and I'll say,
Please, Sulon, please.
I'll say, Starlight, come to me, and I will cast Asterism. Oh, I can place the lines. Okay.
Yeah, you can cast the fuck off spell.
What? You
So,
are. Every spell on Earth is happening. Okay.
how do I rotate? Oh, how do I rotate this line?
I mean,
don't know how to
I'll
rotate it or move.
yeah.
Yeah, can you do it? So I pretty much got to connect me to an object within 30 feet of me. That makes one line. And then I
Okay.
connect 4 more lines anchoring off of the object. No, like I want to make the where Craig's little dot is right here. Like this is an
Mhm.
anchor point. Have a line go from here to like
Yes.
here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So only one's going to me. I do that 4 times as a range of 150 feet. So I feel like I can do it. I pretty much want to cover this entire area with like interconnected these 5 lines.
Okay.
However, attached to each other to everything.
So it has to end at an object. So you know there's an object here.
Right, exactly. And then that becomes an anchor point. So now my new line can start here. It has to go to a different object somewhere else. Yep.
Okay, so I'll say that you would be able to find some kind of object that's over here to do the same thing, but
Yep.
there's no other object within 30 feet of
Right.
that.
And then now the next one will be me and Mary's gate right here.
Okay.
Because I can anchor it at myself.
Okay. Yep.
And then, do I see 2 other things anywhere near me?
Something in Mary's backyard. I'll say that there's like some tools that are up here.
Yeah. Do that from the anchor of the gate to here.
Okay. Crazy fucking
And
spell.
then if there's another one, I'll do it. If not, that's fine.
I'd say you're kind of surrounded with these lines of burning starlight.
Yep.
Hell yeah, honestly.
So that's all I can do for now.
So,
Starlight.
okay.
Yeah.
A creature that begins its turn takes 4d6.
Not me.
Yep, not you.
But yeah. Or if they walk through it.
Okay, so I'll say that just these,
Him.
it does not have any height to it.
No, it's just like lines in space.
So just on the ground, or just like out of your body, like lines of light.
It doesn't say like how high up they are, but I think
Mhm.
it's just like if the token passes the space of the line, then that counts as them passing it.
Okay, then I'm
Like,
just
you can
trying
go
to
under it.
visualize it in my head. So I'm saying from your body, I imagine you look up from your body, just these lines of this white, kind of light purplish light just beam out, and it says starlight, so I'm going to say it's not blinding per se, but it's certainly quite bright. Just beam out of Vita into these various objects around into the gate, and Vita's going into Mary's house.
Yeah, just doing this to try and delay even that one that maybe sees me.
Okay.
As soon as they cross it, they're going to get blasted with fire damage.
Okay, I'll say that that's your turn because that's 3 actions. I'll say that it's now the guards' turns. The guards. Ooh, I'm not in selection mode. This guard is going to take its first action to kind of run up, sees this line of light, and I'll say that it can see that you're running away because one of the lines is originating towards you. It is going to try and move through. It's roll damage for me. I don't think it knows. It just looks like kind of light. It doesn't look like it's going to burn them per se.
Vita arrested for murder.
Zoom
15
guard
fire damage.
needs to take a reflex save. Pull up these fucking. There we go. I have a +8, so I'll just roll that here. 25. Oh, just barely underneath it. Okay, so the Zoom guard takes 15 damage. Kind of burns through this dude's chest, and not dead, but is kind of scarred on the right side of his body now as he rushes through. And I'll say that he is burned and caught so off guard by this. He's not fucking used to getting burned by light. Ends his turn there. I'll say I'll just move the other guards around. It's in this building, searching around. I'll say another guard kind of comes over and sees all of this happening, and is rushing over. And I'll say some more guards start to rush over, and then this guard is starting to kind of move this way. So you see John that he kind of disappears over, and then Mary, you see, kind of starts walking up, or not walking, but kind of like a little bit of a jog towards her house. And what are you doing, John? You can move wherever you think with this space that you would want to. You were kind of hiding over here originally, and I know you're trying to.
I'm not going down the way where I see just like the light of, well, hearing a big commotion from down that alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of like try to sneak up here and go around this side of the building.
Okay, give me a stealth check just to see. I mean, this Sarun guard is a little bit more heightened, but doesn't seem to be caring too much about you.
Oh, I might use my hero point.
Oh, we can't have bad stuff happen. Oh,
Okay.
almost.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I'll say
I need to
with
use the
that.
restroom again. I'll be right back. Sorry to interrupt.
All right, no worries. John, you move over there just fine. With your actions, if you want to do anything else, that's like 2 actions.
I'm just gonna keep walking away, just this street.
Okay, so you get to about here, but there's not going to be any issues. I will say, John, as you are kind of approaching here, you do see off in the distance another guard. Just towards the top left is kind of walked by. It doesn't seem like rushing, but certainly appears to be going in the direction of some of the noises.
I'm just gonna try to be nonchalant and just keep moving.
Head down, nothing to worry about.
I didn't see a damn thing.
Man, there's some weird noises going on. Okay, I'll holler back to you, Turlon. Is there anything that you want to do?
No.
You see more guards coming.
No,
up.
definitely not.
Keep.
Just-
I'm gonna keep moving out of here. There's no shot.
Okay, so are you're also moving out?
No.
Okay.
100%. No
All right,
chance I help in this situation. I get out of here.
You get your coat, you start moving out. You're just vibing, chilling, heading back. All right, Vita, is your turn.
Casting warp step on myself.
Oh my god.
Can move 100
Okay.
more feet. Oh, Jesus Christ. if I get to around here, do I
There's
hear
another-
that guard over there, or do I see John, or am I just gonna? I'll do it. Like, what do I just run blindly out in the front of this guard?
I mean, as soon as you are running
You can
around
stop
this
and like check
corner.
around corners, man. You don't have to just like blitz it.
Yeah,
Do I have to move
it's-
all at once, or can I move
You-
a little and then?
You could also surrender. Just a reminder.
I can't.
Yes. Yeah, so you
I don't know if you're getting out of this, dude. At this point,
you
it simply
can
cannot get
run
better.
that way. It's what if you think that you cannot travel as far if you're like peeking around corners, but you can still travel. Like, you have to travel safer, but if you think you're just sprinting because you're trying to get away from these guards, you don't know this guard's up here, so it's like, and you don't know if there are more guards this way, it's a conundrum to you. It's up to you. It's your character.
Yeah, I think he will just not think about that and he'll just run.
Okay.
He's just running. So
You can
I
move
think
100 feet based off of if you travel take your third action as well to dash. You can travel 70 feet just with this.
So I'll put him like here. This is 100.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you. So the lines do break, yes, because you are now more than 30 feet away from them.
I think so.
All right. Then I shall delete these.
Actually, wait.
As soon as one of the anchor points
Yep.
is extended by 30 feet. Yes, so as long as there's no path but back to you, they all break. Alright. I'll say you start running. I'll say you do see John waltzing, but appears to John is not paying you any mind, trying to just keep walking.
My eyes are wide looking at John like
I keep like going.
Alright, I'll say that this guard does in fact notice you on their turn. They start running up. I mean, let me do the measurement real quick. 105, not able to catch up to you this turn. Get to around there. I'll say all the guards that were able to see you start running up.
Oh my god.
I'm back. What did I miss?
How
He just getting
catastrophically fucked
Nothing-
everything up
nothing
this
good.
card, dude.
Nothing good.
Oh, you're fucked, dude. I don't even know what to say. It's Jover.
Oh man.
Right. I'll say that Mary makes her move as well. John, it's your turn. You see Vita kind of running up at you. But you also see quarter step, just turn right on a dime and start walking away. I mean, you can move up to 75 feet on your turn.
we're team.
Not now, man.
You can
Not
move
right now.
90 feet. So yeah, you could even go further if you wanted. There we go. You see John just move out of your sight, Vita. It is now your turn. Some guards are in hot pursuit. They're yelling at you. Stop. Guards are, you're being surrounded. Stop. Surrender yourself. All the words. All those kinds of things.
That's a warp step.
This guy.
That's cool. I cast Warp Step.
That's cool.
I can't believe it's a cantrip too.
That's a nutty cantrip.
That is a nutty cantrip. Turn himself into the Flash.
Out of curiosity, where does the 75 number come from with that?
70 with that one. He has a speed of 30, and so you get a +5 status bonus to your speed until the end of your turn. And so that's now 35 effectively for this turn. And then you dash twice. You stride twice. So it goes.
It's a 2-action spell. It doesn't even
and then I
have
can
one
just
action?
move with one action.
A part of
then
the
you
spell
can
is
move.
dashing twice.
Yes.
Oh.
You cast it,
weird.
and then you get 2 free movement actions with your increased speed.
Yeah. And then if you wanted to move an additional
That's a baller
35,
spell.
you can essentially move an extra 15 feet.
I love that spell.
That's straight up kind of awesome.
Just for free, basically, as a
Straight up.
cantrip.
Pretty
moving
cool.
the way I'm moving. Go a different way.
I mean,
Don't hide next to me. Hide somewhere else.
do we reach a point where we recognize that if Vita can move 100
Yes.
feet in 6 seconds, he can simply outrun everyone? Like,
Yes,
when we
what I'm
reach that
thinking.
point?
Right?
Yeah.
Or do we need to roll 30 times for that?
I think that is the point we've gotten to where they're not able to physically get up to you and grab you.
Right.
And you are kind of out of the area where there's a lot of guards. So
what I would do,
yeah,
he would,
you
because if
can
we're doing the thought
keep
that
fucking sprinting. Yeah.
he can outrun them vastly, get to an open space when I'm very far away, got enough time.
Okay.
A minute of time.
Yep.
And is that possible if he just keeps running, right?
I will say just make a general deception check as you are running with a -2. Might as well.
We're gonna hero point that.
No way.
Almost worse. Almost worse.
Oh,
Okay. You are able, but some people kind of like look at you as you're running. They're like, "Huh, that's weird," but no one, seems to give chase. You even past some guards that kind
Okay.
of look at you, but you just look like someone who's running, which
I get to an
isn't the
open
most
space.
uncommon thing. Yeah.
Relock is made out of wood, right?
Yes.
Okay. I get to an open space. I cast Cozy Cabin. It takes me a minute. I construct a cabin 20 feet by 20 feet, 10 feet high. And it just looks like a normal cabin.
Okay.
And I go in and I sit in there.
Okay, we're going to switch over to Felix now, but just to leave you on this note to really put a bow on it. Vita, as soon as you enter this cabin, you sit down, you're taking a breather. Holy shit, what the fuck? And you look around. It looks just like where you originally woke up for the very first time. It looks the same. 3 beds. You can see the bed where you originally woke up, that original house that you walked out of. But we're going to go over to Felix now. So, Felix, you have entered as a bug into this.
It is probably fine, he says to himself.
Yeah, you do hear some yelling actually from outside. As more guards, but you have now entered, and what you now see is just a series of hallways. I'll say since you're a bug, what are you looking for?
Said you're a bug.
Mary's office. I'll say that actually like a good, it's not too far away. Excuse me. There's like 15, 20 feet. You are able to see that there is there's a door that says Mary Prolatat on the outside of it. It is closed right now, and you can only imagine locked because the door you just went under is locked. But this is not a heavy door like the entrance kind of to this area was. So, what do you plan on doing? There are some like people around, but no one seems to be like guarding this door.
This roach is going through that door.
All right. You enter the door and you enter this small kind of office space. It looks like what you would expect an office to look like. I'll say the only thing, like a desk and some chairs all made out of wood. And I'll say the only thing that kind of catches your eye is, there's the desk, but then in the back of the room, this is maybe like a 20, 25 foot room. In the back of the room, you see that there is a mirrored chair that is facing the wall in an odd manner, but there are kind of these blue inscriptions and runes above on the ceiling and on the floor around this chair. Nothing Alkasan, I will say. These look like just normal arcane runes. Could have been bad, but it appears like, with your general knowledge of like, oh, there's some arcane thing, it seems like that's like their Zoom place. It seems like if you sit in that chair, you may be able to be in the room without actually being in the room and being in harm's way. But
okay, cool.
You enter. You are still a bug, but that's what you see around you.
I will transform back into a person.
Hell yeah.
And I, pardon me, want to search her office for any evidence her calling in a hit on one of us. And I want to search it in a way that it's not obvious that it was. I'm not like tossing the place.
Yes.
I want to make it seem like nobody was here.
I will say, you tell me this, Turlon. I'd imagine that through the conversation that you all had at the docks, that, you all would know what the symbol of the 10 cuts looks like. I mean, you all saw the arm of...
I would have communicated to them for sure.
Yeah, both Turlon. So you all know that the symbol of the 10 cuts, like, kind of inconspicuously, is just a line with 10 lines across it. 10 shorter lines intersecting it. Yeah, give me a... I mean, I guess this would be a perception check, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm guessing a perception check, right?
Do you want this public or
no? Yeah, make it blind, just for fun.
Secret.
Just for funsies. Oh, baby. As you...
That doesn't tell me whether it's good or bad, oh boy.
No, it does not. It tells you it's something. I'll say, as you are looking through, you don't see anything on the top of her desk. This seems like a very well put together room. It's not like there's just paper strewn around. Like on the corner of the desk, there's like a stack of papers. But even as like you're trying to skim through those without making it obvious that you did, they seem to just be, kind of like tax documents, just a whole bunch of, numbers and, gold values and, bureaucracy stuff. Certainly no letters. It's all just like spreadsheets, but in paper, in parchment. So it kind of sucks. But you're kind of going through those, you look around. I'll say, based off your perception check, just as you're going through the room, the key things that you note is that on one of the bookshelves, you see a little, like a frame, that's the word I'm looking for, a frame of a certificate of, kind of someone becoming into a place of office. Signifying that they are, a member of...
Yeah.
Let me pull something out. This is important.
Okay.
I'd put it in notes, but it is the Substa district within Aquam, which you know as a major city that is to the north of the Tilgi Forest, like a city that's like OA, like massive city. You have never been there, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. If you could do me a favor and put it in notes, because that will be a surprise clue that helps us later, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. City, or it's the capital is what they're called. Capital of Aquam. And as part of that, you see the certificate, and you see that it's like, signed by, some official people. You can't really read their signatures, and it's not like a certificate where it says the name underneath it. It just seems like scribbled letters. But you do notice along the bottom, it almost looks like a paper decoration, like decor around a certificate,
filigree,
as you'd imagine. Yeah, some filigree. But you do see very clearly, which is not on any other certificate you've ever seen or even around the room, there is very clearly horizontally the, a line with 10 lines across it. Almost like...
worked into the design.
Yeah, worked into the design. With the symbol of the 10 cuts on it. And it is, becoming the head of the Subta district within Aquam. Appears to be a certificate, proving that she, at least at one point, had this title. And it appears to be on the bottom of that, but you go.
My next question is there like a date on it? It's like hereby awarded on day whatever of this era.
It is. We're making it up now, folks, but I know the general timeline.
Nuts, brother.
Great point. Oh.
So he's
day-
making it up.
None of this
I
is
didn't know-
real.
I didn't know that.
AI generated D&D campaign.
Yeah, hey,
Wow.
ChatGPT.
That's
What
the
is,
future.
Mm-hmm.
You play by yourself. You just type it
source
in.
everything by soon.
That's called writing I was gonna say it's called writing a book, but people also want
Writing
AI to
fan
write books
fiction.
for him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in the previous era.
Damn.
It would roughly be 1,000, like 2,000 is 5 years. So, I gotta do some quick math.
I'm gonna make the safe assumption that I got a natural 20
Yep.
on my
Okay.
secret roll
Something
because
like
that was a pretty big success.
I'll say
Pretty cool.
it's
Oh,
been
every date and time and location.
maybe about like 30 years ago,
Jeez.
roughly, like just to put it in like general time. But
Okay.
you notice that's one thing, and then the other thing that you notice, which is maybe more a little bit pertinent to the situation you're in right now, is you do find a note within one of the drawers in the desk. As you are looking through, and it doesn't seem like anybody is bothering the office, which is lucky for you. But as you are looking through, you do find a letter that is from James that is dated about like what's the word? It's dated about 5 days ago. But you see a letter from James that is written, and it says, if you need any more help, it's a very short little note. It says, if you need any more help with your dilemma with your previous organization, feel free to visit once again. And it's just signed James. And based off of the dream that Turnlon was talking about, this kind of almost confirms to you that that may have actually happened, where Turlon, or where Mary did visit James to discuss a hit out on people. But it does not say the 10 cuts anywhere, but it is pertinent to your current situation. You don't find like a contract or like, correspondence, like, like you've been killed, but it does seem to confirm that not only was Mary a part, maybe at some point, of the 10 cuts, some kind of position of power within Aquam is almost co-signed by the 10 cuts in some way, but also that James is in some way in on it, where, if James needs any more help at all, or if she needs any more help from James, just to let them know.
This fucking alien. Okay.
Totally.
Is there anything else unrelated to the hit out, to the 10 cuts hit? Anything else we could use as blackmail? Say something that we could dangle in front of her and be like, please don't press charges.
I'll
If not,
say
that's fine.
I'll say that even with your role, from just everything you looked like, it seems like everything within this office, most of it seems very pertinent to whatever her, job is. And from your time around here, you know that she is the leader of the Northern Docks. That's kind of her, like the Northern Docks district, that is her domain. It's kind of where she presides over, which is where the Tense of Luck is. So maybe that's why she knows James so well. But you kind of gauge that almost everything is related to the Northern Docks. There doesn't seem to be anything incriminating. It almost seems, especially with your role, that the fact that this notes from James is here is like the most incriminating thing you could find, even, which doesn't say a lot in it. It just says like, oh, if you need any help from your previous organization, it's only because of a dream that Turlon had that you know what that means. But it seems very put together, not very messy, not like anything that would be incriminating would be in this room. Most likely more
Okay.
somewhere more personal.
Okay. That's good. I will now, you already know it, turn back into a bug.
Yes.
Yes, and I will leave.
Okay.
I will
I'll say
bug out
without
of there.
issue, you are able to leave. When you leave, it's taken you a good 10, 15 minutes to do all this. Turlon, John, we'll come back to you real quick.
Nature.
You all are just kind of walking away, from this in completely opposite directions. Turlon, you're kind of heading to the west, and John, you're heading kind of north. You're not entirely sure if Vita got away. John, you did see that Vita kept running, and there's guards that kind of pass by you kind of every once in a while as you're trying to get the hell out of Dodge. So you're not entirely sure if Vita escaped. Vita did in fact escape, but let's focus on you, John and Turlon. What do you all want to do?
I have
Where do
no
you want to
idea where
meet
the
up?
others are.
Yeah, we have no way to meet each other
But,
back. We all had to scatter.
I don't know. If the guards are ignoring me for the most part, then I'm gonna go back towards the front of the Reaver Council building and that four-way intersection right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just kind of stand around on the opposite side
we
of
said we were
the
gonna meet.
diagonally.
Yeah, we said we were gonna re-meet in front of the main entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna at this point just make my way there.
Okay. Making a week.
Nice.
You all. Thank you. Been watching a lot of
I thought
Critical
Craig would reject that.
Role.
It's not a direct reference to AIDS, so
Yeah,
True.
that's good.
So I'll say that eventually John and Turlon and in a little bit Felix, if you happen to go to the front of the Reaver Council as well. John, Turlon, you meet up in front of the Reaver Council. Maybe not directly in front of it, but
So I guess I get to Felix.
Mhm.
Or sorry, to Turlon. Or sorry, fuck, dumbass, can't talk. To John.
yes.
And I look at you, and I say in common, I have no idea why he did that. I don't know what he's going to do.
What did he do?
Did you not see all of it?
No, I saw him
It
running
was-
away, and
it
he
was
asked
hard
for
to-
help, but
Oh,
I just
right, you were
ignored him.
You were at the house.
Yeah.
I can't tell exactly what happened. But when she walked past him, he cast some sort of spell at her. They noticed, and her guards chased him away.
Okay.
I have no idea what it is he was doing with that spell. I don't know if that was what happened to try to look at what magic thing she was doing, because that's what he said he was going to do. But it seems the guards noticed, took offense, and chased him away. And I can only assume that now they very much know who he is because he has purple skin and was in front of the council just today, talking to them, or yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
We're all probably suspects now.
Yeah, we're fine.
So
we have to get. I'm gonna kind of look around, hint, nudge, nudge, looking for Felix. We need to get Felix back and get the hell out of here. I think everyone's going to be on high alert.
I think we
And
should just leave the city at this point.
We have to get out of the city before any guard information gets to the peripheral walls. And I'm gonna pull out my stone. I can get us to a wade with this if we need to.
Oh, what
run.
about the wolves?
I would love to do something about those wolves, but I would love to not get captured and arrested by guards for association with Vita right now. And
Well, they're in
Bug
the
on the
Tilgi
ground transforms
Forest,
into
right?
me.
I'm gonna look around and say we need to find Felix.
I'm sure if we get further away from Red Oak, we can still stay near the Tilgi Forest and not have to worry about it.
I think we can hold the stone as a backup, but let's just give Felix maybe 30 minutes to come back. And if he doesn't come back,
I'm here.
okay.
I am
Felix
here.
just
I
appeared suddenly.
I appear as a bug.
I thought you were joking when you said that.
No.
I mid sentence I turn. I say, "Great, Felix. What did you see? Do you see everything?"
Oh, no, I don't know. I mean, I saw that Vita did something that got attention. I don't know what that was about, but Mary may not be the opposite of the victim. She might be a victim here. alongside us.
Really?
Yeah, James. There was a letter from our friend to her about needing like help. It was like, if you need help with your problem, hint hint, to come talk to them. So
Okay.
you said that I've been thinking. You said that you saw this in a dream, right?
And 1 second, sorry. I think we need to get out of here. Like right now. Where should we go?
All right, hold on. Is there, Stephen? Is there any increased guard activity in the front of the building?
I will say it's getting like towards the evening time, or not evening, it's like 5 or 6, so the Reaver Council is kind of closed. I will say that, there are the normal amount of guards there. It's not an increased amount. This is on the other side of the building. So I'll say that, where the incident took place and probably around Mary's place, there's probably a good amount of guards. But here, it looks like the normal amount of guards.
And does she oversee? Hold on. Doesn't matter.
They know
Okay.
who they know
Well,
who
we should leave, but I don't think we need to be in a rush. We didn't do anything.
Well, my only concern is that they know who Vida is. They must have seen the purple skin, and they know who we are. And if they take it as some sort of an attack on her, then they might be sending guards out all over to try and catch us by association. Is my only concern, because they'll know who Vida is, and they'll know that we're associated with them. And with this coat, at least I stand out.
I don't think Braddock is that autocratic, but yeah, I don't. Vita didn't hurt her, did he?
From what I said, the guards look like they were. I don't know what he did, but it looked like the guards were chasing after him, trying to grab him. And I mean,
Well,
maybe he did something petty, and they were serious guards, but they were chasing after him. I can only imagine it was serious if they chased after him like that.
I mean, if he's using spells, it's going to make it serious. But yeah, we don't know what the reaction's going to be. We didn't do anything, and while we are associated with him, I don't know. I just don't think it's likely that they're going to arrest us too. They're going to question us probably, but we don't have like a residence here, and as long as we don't go to like Mary's district or anything, we should be fine.
So maybe we can go to like the south of the city, just try to get far away into some quiet area.
We can go to like the upper end, yeah.
All right, let's start walking that way. And to your point, I think it's fascinating the fact that she might. I mean, you said her previous organization.
The 10 cuts.
That is interesting, but
Yeah.
in the dream, it was putting a hit out on someone, right, Stephen?
Yes,
What happened in the dream? I
it
want to make sure I get
was.
everything as precise as possible.
Yes, as from what you remember about the dream, and I went back and rewatched it again. Now this was like 2 weeks ago, but from the dream, you remember that what Mary was talking about is that she recognized you, specifically you, Turlon, as a, like, someone that the 10 cuts is looking for, essentially. Like, there's a hit out on this person if you find this person, give information. And so she went to Chames's office where James was working. If you
Right.
remember, their tails were like grabbing various things as they're working in their office, to discuss this matter, essentially, and to ask for their advice on it. And they said back, they said, "Oh, I'm, familiar with your previous organization. I've used them before." And then James seemed to be able to tell that they were being watched, essentially, and they were like, "Oh, we're being watched. We need to take this elsewhere." And so they left. And then your vision, that's where your
So
dreams
she
end.
didn't even hire a thing on us
I was
necessarily. She just was aware that Turlon was a target.
They
I think I thought when we
she
last ordered, it was
yeah.
clear that there was a hit put out. We just don't know if it was about us. We know that they mentioned us, and even I think logic dictates here that like, okay, we have the note saying she needs help for a previous organization, right? Or that James could help her with the situation about a previous organization. She saw me, right? And we know that in the dream. And then she was asking about putting a hit out, and James said he had used the 10 cuts before. to me, it's actually not abundantly clear if that means the 10 cuts are going to come here to find me, and she needs to be ready to put out a hit to kill me to get them to go away, or to be ready for the guards. Like, I don't feel like it's super obvious. I don't know. I don't think we have enough info.
Like, in terms of the
Yeah.
hit, it's like she wanted to contact the 10 cuts that they, that she saw you, essentially. Like, you were spotted, and, like, in terms of a hit, there has been for, these many times, or these many days, that there's been a hit out against you. It's just they don't know where you are, right? And so this is information that Turlon is within, Riddock,
Right.
basically. And if that gets back to the 10 cuts, then that's not good.
My final thought that Felix's final thought is, Charlon, do you know if those people are dear friends? Can they influence dreams? What's the chance that they are trying to get you to do their work for them and kill her? Because she's not a part of them anymore.
I mean,
She left, like, she was someone very, by the way, she was someone very important in, like, a city to the north. That it seems
where the north of here?
Hold on, is it in fucking notes?
What was the city?
The
I know the city, but
Aquam. It's Aquam.
Yeah, it's way to
Is
the
it-
north. Yep.
is that what top?
It is not in the Watat Empire. Like, if we all go to the Sumian map,
Yippee!
Hey.
it's to the northwest of the Togi
Oh,
Forest.
there we go. It's still in.
It's a
So that's-
huge city,
so
but
that's makes-
it is
like,
close
you
to the
say-
Watat Empire.
Yeah, you say a qualm, and I say I mutter under my breath. That makes sense. And then I look at you. So the 10 cuts is based in Watat, which is in the north of this where we are now. Aquam is at the very north, very close to Watat. If the 10 cuts was trying to expand, it seems they would have moved first to Aquam and must have had a serious presence there. As for dreams, I toss that question up to God. Do I know anything about the 10 cuts fucking look at their dreams and shit?
Give me an occultism check.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Like, I can't imagine
Yeah, I'd
that
like to.
an assassin guild.
That
Nat
is
20
fucking crazy.
Nat 20 for a 30.
Oh yeah.
I was
Whoa.
just thinking in my head, I was like, man, I'll tell them in this info if he happens to get a nat 20. So
If they
anyway,
get a crit, I'll tell them this.
yeah. So the key is that as you're thinking back, Turlon, you remember your time within the 10 cuts, and you remember your time within kind of their home base, specifically while you were there, kind of within the proximity of everybody. You remember your dreams being quite pleasant. Like, that's something that you do remember, just
Oh, fuck
like
off.
even if it's getting brought up. But what this natural 20 is getting you is that you're thinking about it, and you had heard, you've been at the 10 cuts for a little bit. It's suddenly within your mind, something clicks, and you remember, this was 5 years ago at this point for you, but you remember that the leader of the 10 cuts, he had actually just achieved, or was just given and found a staff about 5 years ago, and it was something that he carried around with him all the time. And things, the era changed, things were changing in the favor of the 10 cuts. 10 cuts was doing very well. But what you remember with that staff is you remember there was a purple crystal within the top of it. And as things are starting to click together,
What?
you are thinking about dreams, the crystal, that's weird. And suddenly,
Wait.
So
this
specifically,
information hits into your mind that perhaps the leader of the 10 cuts has
yeah.
an
So you
Alkasan
mentioned that
crystal.
I had positive dreams when I was at the 10 cuts
Mm-hmm.
working there. Okay, so what you see Turlon. I want you to imagine like the Guardians of the
We are
Galaxy
so fucked.
like scene where he goes, "What?"
Yeah,
Oh, I know
fish
that
eye.
scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Felix, you say, did they have any dream controlling powers? And you see Turlon like kind of like you see the gears turn in their face as they just kind of open wide, and I say, I mutter under my breath like "fuck" in Elvish, and then I say it again, and then I say it a third time, and then I said they back in common now. They I think they have an Alkasian staff. I
That's
didn't know it.
really bad.
I didn't know it. I didn't know it then, but there was
What?
one of the leaders. I didn't see them much, but they had a staff with the purple crystal. And in
Oh,
my dreams, it's not just that. I didn't connect it until you said that just now. But when I was there with the Watat Empire, my dreams were very consistently positive. But ever since they've been wild, changing. And when I was in the dream where we saw James interact, I at the end they said they were being watched and that they had to move. And then my dream ended. Did they know I
what?
was watching them somehow? I
How would
think
they even
this Alkasian staff must control dreams in some way. And then I just kind of like look around me, like almost like suspicious, as if I'm expecting to have someone near me. Before I just like look back to you guys. We need to get the hell out of here.
We need to get Vito. We need to leave tonight. Yeah.
Yep.
I have the teleportation stone. If
I
we need it. But we need to get Vita first.
we need to get Vita, and I don't want to go back to Wade. We're
Do we have
already gonna
any
go
way
north.
to find Vita?
We're already gonna go north for the wolves, and we're gonna. I don't know. I feel like Aquam is the next place to go, or the next lead, because we gotta stop these cunts. Like I'm really
Yeah.
tired of having to deal with these guys. We
Did
gotta
you
at
see-
least do something to get them off our ass.
Yeah, we're not safe here. I don't think. If
Yeah.
it seems to me, he said they were the Mary's previous organization, but I see no reason to think that her current organization is anything positive either. James
The
said
River
he used
Council.
the cuts. I don't know what her role is on the Reaver Council, or if previous means she's no longer working there.
From what it looked like to me, her position in Aquam was she was she was in the pocket of the 10 cuts and was like an important like district governor or something.
Well,
Now
we need
she's
to
not
find-
that anymore, so I think that the cuts are the previous group that James was talking about.
Our only option then is, I think, to get Vita, get the hell out of here, and regroup. John, did you even see where he was running?
No, because after I took off, I went around a building and lost track of him.
That's going to take quite an effort to find him. I don't know if we can. I think we try to find him, and if we can't find him by tonight, we get out of here.
Oh my
think,
god,
yeah.
that'd be
I
great.
mean, he
That'd be
knows
pretty
that
funny.
we're supposed to be going north. I hope he just assumes that the plans haven't changed.
If the entire city's guard has chased him down, I hope he makes it out of there.
I don't know if it'll be the entire. Oh, it's he did attack
It's
a politician.
well
And one of the highest politicians in the city.
harassed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what
I'm
she did.
not
I
as.
take that
I
back.
don't think it's gonna be a manhunt.
Do you see how they were yelling? I mean, she was
Innocent
yelling
until
to
proven guilty.
catch him.
I mean, yeah, they were trying
Is
to
there due
catch him
process
because
in
they
Red Hawk?
wanted to like stop him and ask him what the hell he was doing. But now that he's away, like,
He's
I don't know.
definitely
I'm kind of worried. I'm not. This is a big city. I'm not too worried about like a manhunt being
he's not
happening.
like I don't unless he like hurt her.
And he didn't.
I don't think he's gonna be public enemy number one. They're gonna
If a
probably want
homeless
to look for
person,
him.
if a homeless person jumped you and like just kind of screamed at you a little bit, like I wouldn't like run after him trying to kill him.
It is a shame none of us know that he did permanently scar one of the guards with astral projection magic.
Well, the guard's like a
Uh,
menial, so who cares? They're
You,
not
know,
doing
you guys
Yeah.
don't know
Who
that I
died?
did that.
No, we don't know
Just-
that he did that.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm saying it's a shame we don't know.
It'll work out. Just do
Menial.
what makes
That's right.
sense for the
It's
I'm
like
for the
not. I'm
group.
not worried about
There's
it.
only two situations that could happen at this point. Vita gets away because they don't care to prosecute him, or he actually runs away, or they care to prosecute him and he goes into jail somehow. If he gets out, we can only hope that he'll meet us where we said we were going. And if he gets stuck, well, hopefully we see it in the paper.
Can you like transform into a bird and
Not
fly
yet, no.
overhead and trying to look? Oh, no.
Actually,
Okay.
Okay, I can, but I cannot today. I would need
Okay.
to prepare the spell tomorrow.
Well, what birds have good vision? Maybe look for just like a purple guy.
Yes, an eagle. What? Yeah, Steven, Steven, at some point, I'm probably going to ask you for just a list of critters that live in the Togi Forest. Like, what types of birds would I have seen or have read about? Because we have established with, like, the gorilla that I did read. Actually, the funniest option is there are gorillas they're temperate gorillas, but
I
I
believe
like
there are
that.
gorillas
I
in
like
there.
that. Yeah.
I like the temperate gorillas, but I also feel that Felix would either during his training or after tried to study like animals of the world when he could get the rare times he could get his hands on like books.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing that I've always envisioned for Felix is that he has, like, through his druid training, that he's aware of almost every animal. Like,
okay, sweet. I don't have to worry about that.
Maybe it hasn't had to have like seen it. I don't know if that's a requirement, but you're gonna there's pictures of nearly every animal.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
cool.
Through your studies.
So, like, I don't know. Do eagles have good vision in real life, or
they
from
do?
Eagle eyes? Okay, yeah. There's probably eagles in the
hawks.
Togi Forest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, I think what we should do is we can use the tent I made. Break that in and sleep outside the walls. And tomorrow I can turn into an eagle and just try and find evidence of Vita somewhere.
Eagle eye is among the sharpest in the animal kingdom, with an eyesight estimated at 4 to 8 times stronger than that of the average human.
Yes,
alrighty.
they are.
Let's go, eagle. Okay.
I think that's
Sounds like a good plan. We should go outside immediately.
Yes, I think we kind of we should rush to an exit that we think is away from this so that there aren't any guards stanced up there yet.
Let's just go back. Let's just go to the north of the city. That's where we're going to go anyway. So.
Yep, I agree.
Works for me then.
And you all make the trek, which is a good 20-30 minute trek up to the north of the city. Vita.
Yeah, I was gonna say one more Vita scene.
Yeah, one more Vita scene, then we'll end the session there on a nice little cliffhanger. But you enter your building, and it catches you that, wow, this looks exactly like the building that I first woke up in. But then also, you are still trying to make sure that you are not chased. And I will say this: you do know, based off the spell, that it disappears if you exit the hut.
Yeah, I know.
So,
he's gonna pull up a chair. He's gonna sit down, and he's gonna sort of sit like this for probably 20 to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about how did I get here, and he's gonna ask Ori, okay, what do I do?
Ori looks at you and says, well, that was a chase down. I think you're okay now, but I mean, you should probably get back with your friends, right?
Yeah, I know that. How do I do that?
Well, you're gonna have to leave this hut eventually, so maybe try and make yourself look different. I don't know if you can do that.
No, you know I can't. You're the one that tells me how to do everything. Can I go? Can I go to sleep, and you give me a bunch of new powers that can help me get out of here, and then tomorrow I'll get out?
Ori kind of nods, says, "Yeah, if we could probably do that. I mean, this kind of looks around.
Okay.
This lasts for a little bit, right?"
Okay. Yeah, last 12 hours. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
Awesome.
Tuck myself in.
Holy shit.
Honk shoe.
I'd like you to roll a d20 for me.
attacks a council member, goes to bed. Holy shit.
You
go.
Another day in the life.
You sleep through the night just fine.
Great.
And I'll say that the other three of you are just exiting Riddock and then just gonna camp in the woods. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I want to go like a good 15 minutes past the tree. My suggestion is like a good 15 minutes past the tree line, and then we find somewhere to set up the tent where we can easily hide it with like brush and leaves and shit, so it looks like a big ass bush or something, or maybe like fallen branches.
We are in Felix world, and I'm happy to listen to him.
Yeah.
It's my world, and you guys are living in it.
All right, I'll say that you're
You're
able
kind
to
of
escape. There doesn't appear to be a large, guard presence at least the north side. You do hear just some rumors as you're walking throughout the entire town that someone tried to attack one of the council members, but no one was harmed. Still on the loose.
Except one guard that was burned permanently.
And the final thing we'll do for this session is Felix, give me a nice little either a stealth check or a nature check for me to kind of like hide your
Brother, you already know what we're rolling.
brother.
And it's easy.
Oh,
33 nature check.
Wow, it's like he was born.
Yeah,
he's back in his element.
It's like he was born.
For y'all, it's almost a little bit hard if you escape the tent. You try and look back. It's kind of hard for you to tell where you just escaped from. It's so well hidden. But we will begin. We'll begin next session with you all sleeping, and then coming right back. Right back to see if you all can meet up. Maybe go to a Wade, maybe not. Who the fuck knows? What a hell of a session.
These sessions are getting more and more wild as time goes on.
I need a plot twist to not happen every single session.
It's fucking crazy you rolled a nat 20 on that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, I'll tell them about the staff if they roll a nat 20.
Well, shout out that.
Oh god.
It's a crazy
Is that
reveal,
the same
dude.
purple stone that Turlon has? It's kind of purple stone.
Man.
I think it's the same kind, but I don't think it's the exact same.
I think it's like another Arcasian artifact.